All right, ladies and gentlemen, today is July 19th, 2024. It is about 6 a.m. Pacific time, which is very, very early, and I am just starting the stream. So if you are watching this now and you wake up right alongside me, I love you and God bless you, baby. Shout out to Chad, but if you are watching the recap and you are not familiar, we do this every single day. It is about to be 7 hours of the market. You need to be here for 24 hours to chat. It is an investment. We have free long-term investing accounts, a lot of other things, but here's the deal. Today was literally, or last night, one of the largest tech outages that we have ever experienced in the world. It's very, very odd, and that's what we're waking up to. You literally had the London stock market. They got taken down. You had banks and airlines all taken down, and this was all overnight. It was a very weird event, and right now, the NYSE, they are saying that everything should be fine. We're not expecting any problems, but there are a couple places right now that are still clapped. You could call it a black swan. It's just weird. I mean, right now, just again, if you see some of the pictures, airports have already gone down. They've came back up. It's not as if this has been permanent. So that's kind of the weird thing. But there was definitely some uncertainty and economic effect that was going to happen from here. So it's very wild. This is definitely a surpriser here for the summer. And amongst all the other things, we still have the political volatility that's hanging around the corner. A lot of headlines about Biden dropping out. And then you have the earnings and you had Netflix and all of that. So Chattadonia, we have a lot to talk about. I have the news. I have all of this stuff we need for the morning. Do we have the news wire? We do. We're going to need your likes. What I need from you, Chad, a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you are all subscribed. And now, good morning, baby. What's going on? How you living? So Raj, Pac-Man, Chris Cole, Tim Whitman, Paul, Ray, Tommy, Pickles, winning AI, winning loser, Hazel, Battleborn, Caballero. Good morning, baby. What up, Brown Tom Crows? How you living? PSC, Regal, the marketer, Monica, Carissa, Enrico, Troy Lemon, baby. Good morning. Frank, Gunner, Martin Skrelly, Sons of Average, Jay Solis, Silent Ninja, Paul, Casket, Leonard, Joe, Jerry William, Mr. NRG. What's going on, Perma Bear? How you living, Agent of Chaos? Right, Roman? I know Rami got a long-term. Jay in the house. Najee Wolf ready to go, baby. Mac Jr., Dave Gawagius, Mr. Fofef Jamal, Brian, Ricardo, Mike Guitar, Julio, Banks Market, Winey, Bruce P. the Tiger Man, Steve Davis, Will Schofield. All good days start, and the law man. Good morning, baby. What about the Twitch? The marketer, all both chats? What's up, baby? Professional, Travis Trey, man, Real Fried Rice, Lone Star, Blizzy B, Slizzin, Lone Star, El Coyote, Mother Liquor, Blowing Dough, and Robo Hand. Oh wait, I forgot. Maybe are we supposed to talk quiet today? I totally forgot about talking quiet all day, man. Good to see you guys. Did you like the video? If we don't have 1,000 likes, you ain't get shit, bro. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I should have told you in the beginning. But Chattadonia, good morning. I hope you're prepared. I hope you get the likes in. Technically, it is a very historic day. But now here is Josh AI to give you some of the news. We have a lot of headlines, actually. Lots and lots of headlines. U.S. futures steady after tech outages. Royal stocks, U.S. equity futures steadied Friday after earlier losses driven by computer systems outages that disrupted travel, trading, and banking services worldwide. Contracts on the NASDAQ 100 and S&P 500 index inched up about 0.1%. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike Inc. was down about 10% in pre-market trading, having earlier plunged as much as 21% after warning its software was causing computer systems to crash. Its chief executive later said the issue had been identified and a fix was being deployed. Microsoft Corp shares also paired losses as it said it had resolved an earlier cloud services outage. The disruptions come toward the end of a week that's seen the tech-heavy NASDAQ shed more than 3% as investors pulled out of high-flying mega-cap names and rotated into smaller companies. The Russell 2000 index has risen 2.3% this week. Tech outages do not usually inflict prolonged damage on markets, said Rajev DeMello, chief investment officer at Gamma Asset Management, adding investors could take advantage of such sell-offs, especially in lower liquidity summer trading and on Friday to buy risk. However, the equity sector rotation has been brutal and could continue somewhat longer, he added. Europe's stock 600 index slipped 0.4%, on track for a fifth day of losses. LSE Group plc, which operates the London Stock Exchange, recouped some of the share price losses triggered after it said technical issues were preventing news from being published. Air France KLM, Ryanair Holdings plc, and other airlines traded lower as flights were either grounded or delayed. The recent moves into smaller, lower valuation sectors were precipitated by signs the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates in September, a view encouraged by Thursday's data showing the biggest jobless claims increase since early May, as well as the likelihood of more protectionism under a potential Donald Trump presidency. U.S. small cap funds recorded $9.9 billion of weekly inflows, the second largest ever. Bank of America Corp strategist said Friday, citing EPFR global data. From a big picture perspective, both the Fed moving towards a rate cut and Trump odds increasing should be risk positive, said Mohit Kumar, a strategist at Jefferies International Limited, but it also meant that investors reconsider their asset and sector allocation as we head into the summer months. Sectors with heavier positioning suffered in the adjustment. Meanwhile, company earnings continued to trickle in. American Express Inc. slipped in pre-market trading as it boosted its earnings per share forecast but posted lower than expected revenue and card fees in the second quarter. Netflix Inc. fell after guidance from the streaming video giant missed expectations. Global outage. Computer systems failed across the globe on Friday, taking down services at airlines, banks, and the London Stock Exchange after a widely used cybersecurity program crashed, and Microsoft separately reported problems with its cloud services. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike warned customers its Falcon sensor threat monitoring product was causing Microsoft's Windows operating system to crash. It was unclear what triggered the issues, which coincided with disruptions of Microsoft's Azure Cloud and 365 Office software services. Stock slump, global equities fell, and U.S. futures were mixed as a pullback in megacap technology stocks threatened to escalate amid the widespread technical disruption. Microsoft shares dropped, though it said it had resolved the cloud services outage that was blamed for disrupting flights and banks, and CrowdStrike slid as much as 14% in pre-market trading. Shares in major airlines, including United and Delta, also fell. Netflix subscribers and Netflix shares are also poised to open a little lower, despite the streaming service saying it added more customers than analysts expected in the second quarter, extending its lead over rivals. The firm also raised estimates for annual sales and profit margins. Still, the company said subscriber gains will trail last year's 8.76 million, and its third quarter outlook was slightly weaker than expected. Rate cut hopes. Hopes are growing the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates in September as officials become increasingly confident price stability is in sight. They've laid the groundwork for the coming move in speeches over recent weeks, and Chair Jerome Powell will likely flag it more explicitly after a policy meeting on July 30th. 31. While not quite a done deal, Powell and his colleagues are also determined not to squander the chance of a soft landing for the U.S. economy, which is showing at least a few signs of losing steam. Biden under pressure. President Joe Biden faces unprecedented pressure to drop out of the 2024 election race, with much of Washington, including top Democratic allies, seeing his exit as inevitable. Still, Biden and his campaign continue to insist the president who is isolating with COVID, is completely committed to remaining in the race. Meanwhile, Donald Trump officially accepted the Republican nomination in a speech to the Republican National Convention, calling for unity, tax cuts, and an end to foreign wars before swerving into immigration rhetoric and America First messages. Top overnight news: President Biden is soul-searching amid calls to exit the 2024 race, and some Democratic officials said they see a Biden exit from the race as a matter of time. Reuters sources see several people close to President Biden said they believe he has begun to accept the idea that he may not be able to win in November and may have to drop out of the race, the New York Times reported. However, the Biden-Harris campaign co-chair later said that the New York Times report on President Biden is wrong and that Biden can win. U.S. President Biden's campaign reportedly called an all-staff meeting on Friday. According to AP, it was separately reported that top Democrats are preparing for a campaign without Biden. According to WSJ, former House Speaker Pelosi told some House Democrats she believes President Biden can be convinced fairly soon to exit the race, and told California Democrats Biden is getting close to deciding to abandon his presidential bid. Washington Post: Donald Trump said at the RNC that he is running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America. While he said they will achieve a great victory and a new phase towards prosperity will be launched, Trump also stated they will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately and bring down interest rates, as well as noted that they will not allow auto manufacturing plants to be built in Mexico and China. Furthermore, Trump referred to coronavirus as the China virus and said they will not allow other countries to plunder the U.S. Japan's national CPI for June didn't deviate too far from expectations, coming in at +2, 8% on the headline, flat versus May, and below the street's +2, 9% forecast, and +2, 2% core, up from +2, 1% in May, and inline W the street, RTRS. The Chinese leader Xi Jinping and several hundred other top Communist Party officials huddled in Beijing this week to plot a path forward for their country's sagging economy. The outline they released after 4 days of meetings suggests a future that looks more or less like the present. That fidelity to China's current course signals that Xi remains committed to his vision of state-led development, even as unease festers among ordinary Chinese and foreign investors over his stewardship of the world's second-largest economy. USJ: Eurozone wages set to cool according to an ECB survey of businesses. A survey of large companies finds that firms anticipate wages coming in at +4, 3% this year and +3, 5% in 25 versus +5, 4% in 23. Chai Netflix fell as it's slightly weaker than expected. Third quarter revenue forecast overshadowed a big beat on subscribers, RTRS. Some of Joe Biden's cabinet discussed whether he should end his re-election bid. People familiar said Nancy Pelosi told some House Democrats she believes he can be convinced to exit. The WAPO reported Biden's campaign team called an all-staff meeting today. The AP said BBG, San Francisco Fed Chief Mary Daly, said some recent inflation data has been good, but we're not there yet. She flagged the need for policymakers to focus on both their mandates. BBG, Hawaiian Electric, is said to be among companies tentatively agreeing to pay more than $4 billion to resolve lawsuits from the Maui wildfires. BBG, outage. Major global IT outages have grounded planes and led to major service disruptions for the likes of Microsoft and NVIDIA. Issue at cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, CRWD, causing major IT problems around the world, according to BNO News. London Stock Exchange Group, LCGLN, is investigating technical issue with RNS announcements, said other services across the group, including London Stock Exchange, continue as normal. Microsoft, MSFT, some 365 apps remain in degraded state via Bloomberg. AWS AMZN is investigating reports of connectivity issues related to update to CrowdStrike CRWD agent. American Airlines AALED, Delta, DAL, and United Airlines UAL grounding all flights due to IT problem, according to ABC. Several major oil gas trading desks in London and Singapore struggle to execute trades amid cyber outage, according to 6 sources cited by Reuters. CrowdStrike CRWD said outage resulted from an issue with the latest update, according to CNBC. NVIDIA said GeForce is currently experiencing a global outage for linking Xbox accounts with GFN. Microsoft MSFT said multiple services are continuing to see improvements. And that's it. BBG. I don't know if it's too early for 10. It's wild. This is literally the biggest tech outage ever. Again, I think somebody in the chat was saying earlier, like, Y2K shit, like, low-key, it is one of the, like, this just kind of came out of nowhere, but you haven't really had, it's because it's not really a hack, or I don't know what to call it, but you haven't really had a big outage of this nature, like, widespread across the world. You haven't really seen this happen ever. Hi! But there's more. Don't you worry. S&P is up by 0.1 on Friday after U.S. equities finished lower on Thursday, with the Dow down more than 1% and the R2K off nearly 2% following its recent rally. Stocks currently on track for a very mixed performance this week. Treasuries weaker across the curve and yields higher for the week. The dollar is up by 0.1. Gold is down by 0.2. Or by 2, Bitcoin up by 1.5, and WTI is off by 0.3. Global cyber outage, the big story this morning, disrupting operations for millions of users and focusing airlines to ground flights. Politics also dominating the headlines again amid growing pressure for Biden to exit the race. Much of the focus this week has been on the massive rotations driven by disinflation, soft landing, and Trump narrative traction. However, some signs of easing on Thursday, along with talk of significant degrossing on the part of hedge funds and largely intact secular growth themes for the momentum plays that have been the big outperformers. Politics in focus with Senator John Tester of Montana, the latest notable Democrat to argue that Biden should not seek re-election. Trump accepted that GOP nomination on Thursday night, insisting his policies will lower inflation, interest rates, and national debt. More Fed speak today with Williams and Bostic on the calendar. Recent Fed speak seen as supportive for September rate cut. Nothing on the U.S. economic calendar. Pretty quiet on the macro front next week with flash PMIs on Wednesday and PCE inflation on Friday. No Fed speak within the blackout window into the July 31st meeting. Crowd under meaningful pressure. Microsoft also weaker on global cyber outage. Netflix reported strong Q2 net adds and raised full-year revenue growth and operating margin guidance. However, sub-beat, largely APAC-driven Q3 revenue guide below. Some scrutiny surrounding sluggish ARM and expectations elevated. AXP EPS ahead on better provisions and cost controls, though revenue was light. RFB on better NII and credit, and NII guidance went higher, but also some scrutiny around expenses. PPG cut full-year EPS guidance, flagging lower industrial growth as challenge for volumes. ISRG beat and raised with takeaways positive on DV5 launch, and then ALV missed and lowered guidance on weaker auto backdrop. Widespread tech outage disrupts flights, banks, medias, and companies. It has its own little headline. Global IT outage is what everyone's calling it. Microsoft and CrowdStrike shares plunged pre-market after update led to major outage. Netflix subs top expectations. OpenAI in talks with Broadcoms and other chip makers about developing new chip. Transatlantic travel sees summer boom in demand, testing travel demand. Latest Nielsen data shows consumer goods are seen reporting weak Q2 sales with growth shifting on spending habits. California registration of Tesla vehicles fell 24% year over year in quarter two. JP Morgan tells some clients that it cannot process certain trades due to IT outage. Fed officials laying groundwork for September rate cut amid growing confidence inflation is in sight. SF Fed's daily positive on inflation data, though price stability is not there yet. Fed Logan and Bowman flag need for changes to how the discount window is used on liquidity needs. Sources say some ECB hawks are open to September rate cut depending on wage data. ECB Villeroy and Simcus agree to market bets on rate path of 2 or more cuts as reasonable. Bank of Japan has skipped July rate hike according to Reuters poll. Trump accepts GOP presidential nomination. Top Democrats believe Biden could drop out as early as this weekend. Obama and Pelosi add doubts over Biden's candidacy. Pelosi flags exit coming soon. Federal appeals court blocks Biden's new student loan relief plan. Big tech suffers violent rotation with inflows heading into U.S. small caps. Chinese investors sold record amount of U.S. stocks and bonds in May. China's third plenum reaffirms high-level policy goals as leaders brace for slower growth. China savers continue to increase deposits at government efforts to boost spending fall flat. Japan core inflation rises by less than forecast as markets weigh rate hike prospects. Japan government cuts growth forecast, warns of weak yen pain. UK retail sales volume slides in June after reasonably cooler weather puts off shoppers. UK consumer confidence inches up despite muted response to Labor election victory. Senator Rubio expects U.S. to continue supporting Taiwan if Trump wins election. Trump vows to end Biden's EV mandate. Open to China building cars and big departure from Biden. Houthis claims responsibility for what would be their first attack on Israeli city Tel Aviv. And then do you want another? I think you already know about the major tech outage. So many headlines. So many headlines. Don't worry. Yeah, like the video. I don't know unless you guys have a major video outage. You know what I'm saying? Biden's family starts discussing his exit plan from the race. NBC. That is coming out right now. Hot dog. So again, see the effect with the market there and watch the bonds. Well, you still got pre-market movers. So ISRG, they're up 5.7 off earnings. ARM is up by 2.9. Morgan Stanley upgrade. Dash is up 2.7. Nothing. Palo Alto up 2.4 in reaction to Microsoft crowd security update issue. Eli Lilly up 2. China NMPA approves tirzepatide for long-term weight management. Coin is up 1.7, nothing. Travelers up 1.5 off earnings. Carvana is up 1.5, nothing. HBAN up 1.4 off earnings. SLB is up 1.3 off earnings. Netflix 1.3 off earnings. Hawaiian Electric up 37, reportedly in offers tentative agreement to settle Maui fire lawsuits of more than $4 billion. Sentinel One is up 7 in reaction to Microsoft and Crowd. RCM is up 5.3. Tower Book. CDR reportedly in talks to launch takeover bid for R1. SGRY is up 4.1, reportedly exploring sale. AUGX up 147 to be acquired by Commor. Serve up 67. NVIDIA files 13G, disclosing 10% stake. NAAS up 12.1, nothing. CAAS up 10.3, 80 cents a share special dividend. SIGA up 7.1, government procurement order of $113 million of oral TPOXX. ANAB up 6.7, JP Morgan upgrade. ADVM up 5.5, SMXT up 3.8, HNST up 3.1, BTBT up 2.5, Hive up 2.5, B. Riley initiates at buy. Crowd trading lower. WT or WIT, whatever it is, WIT, down 7 off earnings. NWSA down 2.3. American Express down 2.1 off earnings. Halliburton down 2.1 off earnings. Humana down 1.8. Amazon down 1.5. Toast down 1.5. Pinterest down 1.5. RF down 1.5 off earnings. HST down 1.1 off JP Morgan downgrade. UNH down 1.1. Grab down 1.0. FitB down 0.4 off earnings. Plug down 12%. 200 million common stock offering. CMA down 8 off earnings. ALV down 5 off earnings. EVgo down 5 off Trump's comments at RNC convention. ARCO down 4.8. CRSR down 3.9 off earnings. AIR down 3.5 off earnings. OPFI down 10. SDST down 9.4. SPWR down 9.3. Follow through from yesterday. MNTK down 6. SHIM down 5.3. DDD down 3.4. LPA down 3.2. ChargePoint down 3.9. Trump comments at RNC. Leslie down 2.5. Follow through after yesterday's earnings. And gold and silver stocks all trading lower. Wow. So, Jadadonia, we're making great time, but now we have no time. That's it. It's game time. You got to post it. You're here right now. You didn't hear the TV, but you heard all the news. I don't know if you have an outage. Everybody has an outage today, but tell me, baby, what is your first play of the day? Post it in the chat. What do you got? Spy puts, crowd puts, snap, crowd puts, AMD, QQQ, MCD, QQQ, Broadcom, SLV, spy put, silver call, spy put, silver call, crowd put, LMAO, long AMD, good morning, Chad, long Tesla, TSM, QQQ, NVIDIA, Unity put, long NVIDIA, crowd calls, ASPN, crowd calls, Palo Alto calls, SMCI, DJT for the win, QQQ, Broadcom, selling Tesla, selling Apple, IWM put, Nike put, Microsoft put, spy calls, Amazon calls, happy Friday, Netflix and chill, pound the keyboard, Palantir long, no plays yet. HE, SPY, key calls, IWM, Nike, don't do Tesla calls, PayPal, pray, SPY calls in the final plays. Weed calls, NQ, sitting on SPY puts, and good morning, long Microsoft. Let's go. Wow. So, Chad, I got a couple plays. I think I get it to you in 10 seconds. Netflix, ISRG, Crowd, Microsoft, Delta, Palo Alto, Eli Lilly, Snap, NVO, and Rivian. That's what I'm going to be looking. And then I do have a play already, but I could only tell you once we have 1,000 likes. So this is kind of weird, but something's more important than all of it, Chatadonia. Yes. And here at the Cult, before we do anything, before we try to chase a dollar, before we try to enrich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that has made a sacrifice that most of us never have and never will. And I'm talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the Cult, the people here, the people not here, want to give a huge special shout out all the active servicemen, past servicemen, anybody who has served this country for real. Thank you for your service and dedication to both the Americans you know and don't know, but we all have benefited off of the freedom. We all get to bask in the glory of other people's sacrifice. So the least we could do is show some real love. And I hope all of you bring this into real life and show those veterans that love and appreciation that they deserve. So veterans, thank you. And big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities. All the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, janitors, coaches, garbage men, anybody making their community run. God bless you and thank you, baby. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Send the digits! Oh, it's game time, baby. Oh, no, let's go. Oh, Chatadonia, we did it. We did it, baby. It's Friday. You know that it's already been a crazy week. NASDAQ down over 3. The Russell all over the place. Now you got one of the biggest tech outages. You got earnings. You got all of it, man. All of it. We are short on the likes, though. I don't know. At this rate, you're going to need like a like a second. You need at least like one like a second until the market opens up, bro. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. I think you have one strike, I think, in the month of July. You guys have done pretty well. So we'll see. But either way, if you have any questions, you let me know. We'll have a good one, and then we'll go from there, man. And then we'll go from there. It'll be a good day. It will be a good day. Oh, wait. Why am I not on there? All right. We'll be good to go. We will be good to go. Oh, Damn, what the hell? Oh, you guys hit that real quick. All right, so here's the deal. I'm already in an ES short. So I'm already up on it like $200. So that's the only other play that I have. Y'all hit the like button. Again, I already went over the ones that I told you I like. But yeah, I don't know. I may rebalance it here right when the bell opens. But we have less than 45 seconds. And then we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Yeah, the NBC news that just came out. You got 30 seconds. If you have any questions, though, you let me know. Well, technically, it was like an update that caused the outages, but we just don't know what's really going to be created from it. And then even then, I think Crowd said it might it may stay like this for a little longer. So we'll see right here at open. 15 seconds. Again, a lot of different plays out there, even NVO, Eli Lilly in China. And then we got to see how this little crash thing or outage affects it all. There is a couple of cybersecurity winners. So 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. Oh, hi. What the hell? Oh, that ES short just wiped off $300 of profit in a second. I think VWAP will load up eventually. Yeah, Palo Alto. Dude, look at Palo Alto. This thing looks insane. So, again, there is some names doing good. I don't know if the options are going to open up. I'm sure that's going to be a little weird. And we'll see what the SPY does. Russell is down a quarter. It looks like everything's down and the VIX is up again. Yeah, watch Netflix. Netflix should be cheap. Yeah, because again, Netflix, all the premium should be getting absolutely fried right now. Well, I'm trying something. And SPY a little lower. There's Russell going down. They don't want to fill me. I'm trying to get filled on a play, but they hate me. Pending, canceled, pending. And then SPY going a little lower. There it is. That ES came back. Oh, shit. I did not mean to market that. Yeah, gold is down a lot. I think that's kind of, some of the Russell dropping yesterday. Because remember, Russell went down like 2% yesterday. That one kind of came out of nowhere. So we'll see. Where's the SPY? 55.83 on the futures. Oh, I need to open up another one. ARM is down. It's weird. ARM got an upgrade. So that kind of hooked it up there for a little bit. I'm going to open up my other Schwab. ARM is up 3. Yeah, I was going to say. Eight, 2. All right, I closed my ES short, 350 profit. It should have been like 600, but it keeps dancing around. I'm going to re-go for another one. I just wanted to clear that one off for now. Oh, and then bonds, bro. So, again, that bond sell we had the other day was great. If we just held the short from yesterday, though, you would have made another bag. But I don't know, though. Eventually, the bonds, I feel like if we do bad enough, bonds might catch a bid, but it's already down 0.5. And then Oracle's on the high. And Microsoft and Netflix. I haven't looked at them yet. And then SPY going lower. The tech stuff, we don't know. It's really weird. I mean, I think it's a very, very odd situation. And you literally have a major tech outage. And we don't really know why. It's not like a hack. It seems like it's like an update. But then again, you never really know. And then Meta's coming up here a little bit. Don't forget about Pfizer options. Merck is starting to break out here a little bit. Snap Pop. Oh, I forgot I have those shares. The Snap shares are actually up, believe it or not. So even in the carnage. Oh, I need to look at the Netflix's. SPY's coming up. Where is Netflix? Palo Alto. Again, that's one of the tech names that held up. Bro, Netflix is only up 3%. So this thing was pricing in 8. Literally, calls and puts are smashed. Was that 30? So now it's $80 if you want the 2 standard deviations, but now you just don't have the event. SPY's starting to pop up there. Again, Snap is even starting to move. Microsoft, again, Russell's down by 0.6 actually. So Russell is getting murked again. It's Russell's actually about to go below the levels of yesterday. NASDAQ is actually in the green, so that's actually good. And then again, SPY starting to go. DraftKings on the high. Yeah, Russell is not really, he's not doing as good, Habibi. Intel dipping. Crowd down 12. Again, Microsoft woke up there. Yeah, Intel's down 2. Jeez. That's hideous. Russell's going down to 2,200. So it'll break below. I don't even think it broke below that yesterday. Remember yesterday my Russell play was at like 102. Or is that, or what is it, 230? Or 2206 was yesterday's low. All right, I went long on the Russell. We're going to try one for a flip, not a recommendation. That is the underperformer on the day. 100 points lower from where it was at the beginning of the week. Junk bonds, I have no idea. White House spokesman says NBC report on Biden's family is wrong. Another denial of another one of these reports coming out. Oh, yeah, that is VWAP. And then SPY dance here. Got a little bit of gain. Honestly, it was a good purchase on the Russell, but if it doesn't hold, we'll get clapped. Again, SPY near the bottom 2. I think bio, again, there's been literally, I probably had, 3 or 4 headlines just in the AM about the worry with Biden. And then literally right as the bell opened the market, we got a headline, NBC, saying that his family was preparing for him to exit. And then literally they just came out right now and said, that's not true. Stop it. That's not what we said. And then Tesla getting a candle. That was a good Russell purchase there. Take us home, brother. Take us home. Sucks it's still mad early. EU slaps provisional duties of 12 to 36% on Chinese biodiesel imports. Jeez. And then Netflix coming. Dude, Netflix option chain is awful. And then SPY going. Crowd is on the high now. ISRG, that one was earnings. Remember we talked about that one yesterday. And then again, Snap. We're right there at our level. Netflix on the low. Yeah, ISRG, I think that ended up moving too. And then SPY's trying to move up from the bottom. Tesla was dumping earlier. I don't know. You guys are saying, wow. I didn't sell the AXP play. No. We sold one yesterday to make it free. But the remaining one just died. So I didn't do anything with it. Yeah, ISRG rocketing. So is this SPY. SPY's doing better than the Russell. And then our Snapchat's going up. And then Meta. SoFi big dip. Intel got murdered. Meta's going up again, though. Pfizer, that went to negative. Honestly, it seems like a lot of the value rotation plays ain't really hitting. And then SPY really bouncing. That's good for now. Yeah, Snap starting to move up. Apple's up almost 1%. Honestly, it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. This balance, it feels all tiny. So I don't know. I wouldn't read too much into it. I think we have a long day ahead of us. It is a weird Friday. There is an expiration, but I think with all this little IT outage, we about to hear some weird shit. AKA, it's going to move slow, and we don't really even know the full consequence yet. Or just if things just stop for a little bit, just imagine that reaction. Good morning. That was a good purchase on the Russell. So you got good gains, small or big contract. You should be up a lot. At least, almost 12 points. We literally bottom ticked that again. All right, I sold my. I made 500 something off that. So Russell and SPY already, we realized just under 1,000 to start off the morning. I'm down to double dip later, but that was I don't know. I think it could go up to 2020, but for now that was decent. And then SPY really rocketed. We're trying to place. Those are all down. RPD. Google's still going up. Not bad. Yeah, bro, all of the tech names are actually doing really good. Where's the NASDAQ? Yeah, NASDAQ even went up almost 100 points there. So very good day for them. I played the Russell futures. I either go M2K or RTY. That one I did the big one. That's why I made a lot more money on it. But I use the futures. Usually if you hear me play an index and I don't say a ticker, I'm 99% of the time playing the future. Yeah, NQ went crazy. And then bonds coming back. I kind of want to even short the bonds. I'm really mad. We should have. That one moved slow. But if you kept that play from yesterday when we did short bonds, that would have been amazing. Only made $100, but I think you would have made like 1,000. BBY. Yeah, that was a big move across every index. Still very early. Only been 12 minutes. We could put up crowd. They came up a little, but at one point, this was like the low of pre-market. So this $300 level, quite interesting. I don't know where the chips are doing, to be honest. Kind of seems like they're doing decent. Qualcomm, Marvel. I want to play Netflix. It's just kind of hard. Like both the premiums and where the stock is at, but it is holding up. Reasoning for shorting the bonds. It's not today. It was yesterday. So we took literally on all the Biden headlines. So anytime people are getting worried, pretty much the idea of short the bonds is odds of Donald Trump winning more. Although I don't believe it, I do believe that the market is going to tweak out on it. So that was the idea yesterday with all the Biden headlines. The market started going down, and then the bonds were up. Remember, I just sold out my bond play 2 days ago for really good money, and then now they start to drop. So and if it's off of news and it's related to those odds, the general idea is playing the odds of Mr. Trump-a-Rooney. This is literally the low of Netflix. That's crazy. Oh, I could have hit that. Well, too late on that. Yeah, I was even thinking shares on Netflix. The Netflix chain isn't bad. It's just now you're paying the 2 standard deviations just without earnings. So like if you're really saying it's gonna go to this price, you're now paying $80 for 2 standards, but now there's literally no catalyst. It's all post, and then again their earnings are just awkwardly average to say the least. All right, I made a play on Netflix. You guys liked the video, right? I hope you did. And then SPY still going lower and bonds selling off. Oh! And Bradley Frizzle in the peach! Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I need a horn right now. Peach Icing, get your ass up. Horn! Oh, wow. I make a play, then the peach comes in. They don't even know about the peach bounce and all of that. Oh, stop it. They don't feel me. They don't feel me, bro. He matched me, man. He matches the consistency every day, baby. Wow, and bonds at the low. So, not a recommendation. You will lose money. I grabbed Netflix $7.15 for next week at 45 cents or 47. That is my play for the day. Oh, bonds. Again, bonds have already sold. This is bond support level. So there could be a little play there. Pinterest short report. Netflix still on the low. That contract already got slashed. Low key. Yeah, Netflix still dropping. Pay the plug. Nice Russell play, baby. Mark Dez every day. My man, God bless you, bro. Happy Friday. You wish you could go back and stream. So what you are saying is, wish we could turn back time to the good old trades, where Josh would say, save 10%, get a long term. Wish we could turn back time to the good old trades. No. Oh, okay. I did Netflix shares, but I meant. Oh, I guess I only wanted 20, but I did more. Let me flip out of these real quick. Oh, wow. All right, I just made $300 on Netflix. I did not mean to do that. I went way too big with. Okay, I'm just gonna hold the fucking option. Call that a day. This has a way higher default order. Yeah, I'm done. No, fat finger. That worked out, but that was fast. But it worked out. The only option play was Netflix, and then I just wanted to grab shares, but then I grabbed 200 instead of 20, and then I just flipped them out for $300 real quick. No, I grabbed a Netflix call, but I think every play lost. So that's why I like Netflix right now, because it's full cuck zone. Look at this, calls and puts all went down because it didn't move that 9%. So that's where you're stuck right here. It's getting some volume here. Pinterest bouncing again. They had a short report. Yeah, Young Fi is hard, man. It's hard above 30. Crowd is going up. Where's the NASDAQ? And then ES is staying chilled. NASDAQ actually came down after that run, but it's trying to work its way up again. I don't know where Russell's at. Oh, wait. Do you guys have the wire? You guys don't even have the wire? My bad. Should have told me. Yeah, crowd is popping right now. And SPY at VWAP. Twilio on the high. Where's Palo Alto? Very good. Netflix options kind of coming up. I think Nike and Starbucks are waiting for earnings. Well, Nike just had earnings. I think Starbucks is gonna be very pivotal off earnings, and then Nike, it just needs to flush out, find its floor, and then it's gonna stay in a range until its next earnings to confirm or deny. Like Estee Lauder could be a good example to look for. So like kind of how Estee Lauder traded, this is what I think Nike will do. So like once you kind of get in here, you're gonna have to hit a low, stabilize between the last earnings, you know. And then if you do bad, you'll keep dying and then stabilize, and then earnings is gonna confirm or deny whether or not you should be in the gulag or not. Starbucks, I would just play 2 standard deviations. I'd barbell that shit. Because it's either if it does good, it'll really, really bounce, or if they do bad again, that thing is going to have another big drop. But I kind of want to buy the dip on bonds now. Like I said, we should have held our short, but if the bonds go down enough, that could be a move. Because this is the support level of Monday. Crowd CEO on CNBC, not impressive. SPY at VWAP. I don't know if I don't even know it. We don't even know what damage is. All right, I bought a bond play. I went long on ZB. This one, again, going to be a flip most likely. Not a recommendation. I think there's going to be a little bounce at this support level. Can go lower, and then if bonds get clapped, you're going to be looking at low 92s on TLT today. And then SPY just holding VWAP right now. Apple's breaking out. What's this? That's been up all day, but that's still going. And then Crowd is really running. Tesla's trying to curl up. Crowd has recovered 4% of the loss. Not bad. EO, I think they had earnings. They did something, but they gave up a lot of that recovery. I was surprised when I saw it last. Love looks cheap. AI chat summary talking about fat finger trade on Netflix. Let's go. Yalla. Snapchat's still holding up. U.S. Securities Exchange Commission agency is not experiencing any problems with Edgar filing. Amazon. Google's holding up good too, and Shopify. It's weird. The high-low ticker is like kind of balanced. See, what time is it? Has it been? Man, it hasn't even been 30 minutes. Oh, Chad, are you kidding me? Why does it feel like we've been here longer? But that's kind of crazy. So it's literally been 30, 25 minutes right now. I don't know about too late for crowd calls. If crowd really goes up and like gets back to normal, I mean, there's still a lot of upside. But then it's already moved about almost $20 just from the morning here. 291, 301. Yeah, it's moved literally $22, $21. And then SPY trying to keep going. Again, ES, NQ, all that. I mean, right now the Dow is the worst on the day. NASDAQ is in the green. SPY's barely green too. Gold selling again. Russell breaking out. Damn, gold back to 2404. That's actually nuts. We sold out at 2430 on gold. So yeah, gold had that little go crazy, and then it was just at 2390. Damn, gold is down 2% on the day. Ay, ay, ay. ISRG, I mean, I don't have a play. We just talked about it yesterday because that was one that, you know, used to move a lot, and then it stopped, and then literally after today's earnings, it actually made a good move. All right, I'm buying a gold to flip to the long side. Gold futures, a little risky, but I kind of like it. Down 2%. I'm thinking if there's any fear, but that's the worst asset on the day right now. I just don't like the price. I want a better deal, you know? Russell is running and bonds on the low. So that one's kind of backfiring too. Actually, not. I'm down $30 on that. And then we'll see. I might be writing these out. What do you mean from the long side? I think you'll figure it out. No, I bought the gold futures. So I'm tied to the actual price of gold, not necessarily a gold company. $23.95. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It was like you could save a little bit, but if it does do that, it would be nice. Otherwise, if everything wants to move, or even if things come down and gold levels out, I mean, it's already down 2.5. Wish we could turn back time. Yeah, wheat is going crazy right now. I just saw that across the high ticker. Why is wheat going nuts? It looks crazier on the futures. And then there's the bonds. The crowd thing is affecting groceries in Australia. Yeah, it's really weird. So we don't really know the full consequences yet, but technically this is like the biggest like tech outage across the world ever. It's kind of weird to think about because it's like you haven't really had anything like this really happen. That's why I kind of like gold. I'm like, you know, now I think about it, I feel like with everything going on today, gold is an interesting asset to be trading down. It is. People are talking Y2K. It's something like it just like you are literally watching a mass computer issue, and it brought down everything from the London Stock Exchange to airports. So very, very weird. All right, but I do need to go to the bathroom. We have been here for about 30 minutes. Feels like a little longer, but not really, man. The day is just starting. So we'll see where this takes us. Market is a little bit above open, which isn't too bad, but VIX is up and bonds are not doing so good. So we'll see. Again, it's weird because, again, like Apple, Google, a couple other names are doing very good. But the hiccups, yeah, DJT selling off heavy. But Chad, I will BRB. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. And I'll see you in a little bit.
Biden to bow out. Let's take a look at these markets on this Friday morning. The S&P 500 right now clawing back, currently unchanged. NASDAQ 100, same thing too, treading water there. We were lower, then we were higher. Now we're just about even. And then the 10-year yield, the Treasury market selling off a little bit, at least on the long end. You can see 10-year Treasury yields currently up about 4 basis points, Shanali.
And back to that outage, computer systems at airlines, banks, and businesses around the globe have been disrupted after a botched update of cybersecurity program that CrowdStrike took down. Microsoft systems as well had issues. CrowdStrike CEO George Kurtz says a fix has been deployed. Separately, Microsoft also reported an apparently unrelated problem with its Azure cloud service. For more, we're joined by Ed Ludlow, co-host of Bloomberg Technology in San Francisco, and explain, I think it was necessary to explain exactly here what happened, particularly because we had two companies with unrelated, seemingly, issues.
Yeah, I mean, the timing is somewhat curious, but the basics of it are that this only impacted Windows hosts. So in other words, if you were a corporate or consumer user of Mac OS or Linux out there around the world, you weren't impacted. And specifically, what happened was CrowdStrike is pretty much the single biggest player, individual player in a market for what's called modern day endpoint protection. Think of it as like constant monitoring for ransomware threats. Old school archaic antivirus software would basically wait for your computer to show symptoms that you had some kind of malware or virus, and then it would respond. Endpoint protection constantly monitors, looks at data and signs, but in order to do that, it has to be granted direct access to your system. And so that's what happened. They did a faulty or corrupted patch of their software intended to improve ransomware protection. And the result was many, many Windows users around the world getting the dreaded blue screen. And as you guys have been talking about brilliantly, it's everything from the woman at the check-in desk on United. There's a really viral photo out there doing the rounds about somebody trying to help her hard reset the computer, to the banks, to infrastructure. It's astonishing, but it's not a hack.
Delete.
It's a cyber or IT outage.
Yeah, and of course that is important to remember here. But I am curious, what's the path forward here? We were talking about this with Mandeep Singh a little bit earlier. Even though this wasn't a cyber attack, it seems like this will be relatively short-lived. Do you think about the reputational impact for CrowdStrike? Could this allow some of its peers potentially to take some share?
Well, so CrowdStrike controls about 1/5 of the market for endpoint. And the number 2 player, ironically, is Microsoft, who have their own problems with an apparently separate Azure outage. But the CrowdStrike product is also expensive. So if you think about the corporate context where a company has tens of thousands of employees and therefore computer users, not each one of them will necessarily be licensed for the product. It's about $50 per head. That means that only certain but likely mission-critical computers were impacted.
Yeah, gold is dropping a little bit.
Basically that the IT guy comes out of the office, runs down the hallway, and helps you with a hard reset. But if you're a company of 10,000 and you've only got 5 IT guys, it's obviously going to take a while to do that if you're still waiting for the update or fix that's been issued by CrowdStrike to take effect. I mean, I don't mean to make light of it, but this is what we're talking about. You need to just kind of hard reset or reboot.
Oh yeah, Netflix going back towards the low.
Ludlow, as you know,
that option went up
just
for a little
turn it
bit,
off
then got clapped.
and turn it back on again. Bloomberg Technology co-host Ed Ludlow talking to us about the great IT outage of 2024. Joining us now to talk about
this
the
is
markets,
literally
Kara
the great
Murphy,
IT
Kestra
outage.
Investment Management Chief Investment Officer. And first of all, great to have you on the program. Thanks so much for joining us in studio.
Lee, I want to listen to this a
I think this
little
really
bit
highlights a separate parallel market issue, right? We have one outage with Microsoft Windows devices.
But it's weird because it doesn't even seem like anyone's like answering what happened.
Makes it difficult in
it's just
multiple
like,
states
it's a glitch.
To call 911.
Oh, it's this, but it's like, no. Like, what the? Why is this?
Look back a week to, when
and
the
SPY
Biden
trying to come down a little
floated
bit. Gold
the
falling a little too.
Direct product rule against some, chip makers. We saw just the stocks falling, and that pulled down the entire index, right? Do we have too much concentration?
I guess we'll never know.
I actually love that parallel because I think it is very apt. We've had 18 months of the market being driven by a handful of names who are heavily levered to the semi sector, right? And earlier this week, we saw what happens when all of a sudden they stumble. And it wasn't a huge stumble, right? They still have great businesses, they have great earnings power, but I think the market has become overly reliant on just a handful of names.
These are the lows of yesterday. We're like chilling there.
To remain healthy, for the bull market to continue, we have to see that start to broaden out. And we have seen that, obviously today notwithstanding. But I think this is very healthy for the market to not be totally reliant on a couple of names.
But then you think about the next couple of weeks. Of course, we're getting into the heart of tech earnings season in the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, we're going to see some of those smaller names report and have the chance to actually back up some of the stock performance that we saw this week. Do you think that they'll actually deliver the fundamentals
really hasn't moved too much?
Sustainably support that broadening out?
I think that'll be the $64,000 question. And so up to now, the tech names that have led this market have done so with tremendous earnings power. So this has not been on fumes. This is not like 2000 when you have names that are trading on eyeballs.
I have seen Leave the World Behind.
That was the Obama one. Has been much slower. That recovery has been much delayed. But I also think the market is going to give small caps a little bit more time for that earnings power to come through, simply because the valuation differential between smaller names and larger names is at historic wides. You don't have to be that much more optimistic to believe that these are good buys from here.
Well, then how do you pursue the rotation? Is part of this meaning taking profits off of those big tech names and adding them to value, adding them to small and mid caps?
I think on the margin, yes. So it's very hard to be able to time when the market starts to rotate. Certainly with this, the prospect of Fed rate cuts coming sooner, the market's starting to move on that. But what we see is even core
before
indexes
Apple and
are
Amazon.
so
Bro, it's crazy.
On large cap
that Powell
growth,
is the day after
that
the
any
election.
Opportunity to kind of diversify outside of that will help give you a little bit more balance in a portfolio. In mid caps in particular,
SPY kind of woke up there. Uber and Amazon on the high.
Really strong businesses, good earnings growth, but you're not going so far downfield into small caps.
Yeah, Amazon kind of breaking out.
The Fed to get on a sustained cutting path for the earnings recovery, for the S&P 493 earnings recovery to be sustainable itself?
It doesn't hurt. Those names are much more heavily reliant on
Spirit
funding,
Airlines
right?
passes out handwritten boarding passes in Ohio.
And so certainly with those rates coming down, that's going to be a big tailwind.
They're coming down
Columbus
for now,
airport
right?
agents for Spirit
around the
passed out handwritten paper
if Donald
boarding
Trump
passes.
puts tariffs on everything, if he cuts taxes drastically, if he, not only stops immigration at the border, but also deports 15 million
new tech for
workers,
Ohio.
that could be really inflationary.
You know what I'm saying? They're probably
and the
like,
Fed
yo,
would then
this
have
is
to raise rates.
advanced.
That might be a different type
technology.
of macroeconomic environment, but those things also take a while to play out. And we've been of the view in general that inflation is probably not going to be sustainably at 2% anyway, and that's okay. So the question is how much of an impact that has, and then how long it takes to actually take root.
I want to go back to the concept of the rotation. Like Shonali was saying, do you book profits on some of your big tech, put it into the small caps? Why wouldn't you just take it from cash? You think about $6 trillion.
If you have cash.
But $6 trillion is sitting in money market funds. And I think it's been interesting, the conversation around the rotation. It doesn't seem like it's a zero-sum game here.
I think that's a fair point. And we see a lot of people who are sort of sitting in those cash accounts because it's very comfortable. Like, why do I want to get out of that if I have 5% guaranteed? And there are a couple of reasons why. We think you have better opportunities longer term in riskier assets like equities. And I also think some of those numbers that look at, like, say, money market balances are a little skewed because for so long in a low interest rate environment, it didn't make sense to go into a money market. So not all.
Okay, I want to hear more about this hack, bro. It's weird. I don't have any tinfoil on it. I think we don't know. I mean, obviously, anytime this shit happens, I guess my only tinfoil is that it was trying to clap the Republicans, but then, because didn't this technically all happen during Trump and the RNC? Because I think this was like last night, but it wasn't. I don't think it was a hack. I don't know if it was a hack or if this is just dum-dums. We've seen this before. Again, daylight savings has brought down internet or the biggest financial brokers So you don't know if it's just idiots or if it was like a hack. And that's where it's just kind of weird. But other than, I really don't have any idea towards it. I don't even get it. It just seems like there's so much going on with it. SPY's trying to run. Oh. You tried to tell me? I know, man. What would we do? What would we do without you? But it was still kind of weird. It's crazy that everyone's like, it's the biggest we've ever seen. It's kind of funny to think about. But it's just like, this is the biggest outage you've had? No, like, I feel like we've had other ones, but I guess not. Yeah, but calls on paper company. I mean, it depends how long it goes on for. So I think they're saying it could last for a couple of days, but I do think like I think the London Stock Exchange got it fixed. You tell me, but then didn't the airlines, aren't they back online? So I think it just depends. INST, some weird candles. No position. Yeah, 5% down candle. Literally only off of 6,000 in volume. That's what you got to watch out for. But yeah, INST, fat drop. 1,200 flights canceled. But aren't some of them back up? You work for big tech. You just got an email saying no progress. What do you mean you work for big tech? Are you Mark Zuckerberg? It would be short-term bad for CrowdStrike unless it's something more serious. Then it could be really bad. But they got murdered. It sucks because they were kind of overinflated from getting added to the NASDAQ or whatever. But that's a big drop to go from 380, 360 down to 300 in a couple days. And then World Court says Israel must cease all new settlement activity. Says continued presence of Israel in Palestinian territories is illegal. Did I tell you that, bro? I should have. It's Friday. I could tell you this story. I was tripping out because, like, I got a little niece, and she's like maybe like 4 or 5 or something, right? And she's smart. And then like we're all together, and I see a water bottle. Like, you know how kids have their like little water bottles that they carry around? I don't know, but like she has a water bottle, and I'm looking at her water bottle, and I'm like, I see a sticker. And it says, no human is illegal. And regardless of the message, I was just confused. I was like, what? I was like, how do you even understand this? And I was tripping out because I thought this little 4-year-old was already like political, like getting involved. And I was like, what? And then come to find out, it was my older sister who lives in San Francisco. It was her water bottle. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I was like, no way this kid knew that much about immigration and any of it, man. But yeah, it was. So that was kind of trippy. It really messed with me for like 10 minutes. I thought it was a good story. Market hasn't moved, so. Young Greta. Actually, and then Lil Chicle. And I think the chips are coming down now. So bonds are up. Gold is still the same price. Where's oil? Actually, I have not looked at oil. 80, 81. It's actually negative on the day. So USO says green. Futures are red, though. Gonna hit the gym. You do it, man. It's good. We could get some weights in here. We got push-ups in like what? An hour, where we usually skip the first hour, but you get a good workout in. And then SPY is coming down. I think this could be the chips part of the day. NASDAQ flipped to the red already. Big outages. Intel just got the email. Are you saying in relation to the crowd stuff? And then bonds are still holding. That's nice. Boy. And then, bro, these are just the lows of yesterday. So imagine yesterday and that continued sell-off and then how we had to stay there is just right there. I have not listened to Eminem's new album, no. I listened to the Houdini song. I liked it for a little bit, but then I don't know. Eminem just don't hit the same. For some reason, when I was like 12, that shit went hard. But I have the Houdini song. I liked it for a little, but I wasn't like in love with it. But I'll give it a go. I think I have to drive this weekend. Gold starting to bounce. Inshallah, Habibi. Inshallah. I hope. The bonds, they got good bond play so far. That one's kind of holding up. You can't trade the Russell on Fidelity. What are you using? IWM or like RUT? Hood for short and the long term. Oh, I don't know, man. I get like impressed and disappointed with how Robinhood performs. I think if you really use them, you can maybe justify it for the long term. I think it'd be a better like swing midterm play, and then pricing is the next issue. Hopefully as low as possible. Otherwise, not so good. I have one of the Unity options. So we made, I think every play we made free, even except Intel, or did we make Intel free? But like Intel, Pfizer, Unity, AXP, every single one of those, we went up like 50 to 100% and just sold and made them free. Yo, SMCI popping? Hi. So that's a chip maker going up. I'll take it. Beto is good for the long term. No, I truly stand by it. But if you wanted any crypto for the long term, just literally buy a Bitcoin and call it a day. Remember, you don't have to buy one whole Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction. But it's like, why? Like, don't ever buy an ETF unless you are like 50, 60 years old and don't even know what a fucking crypto is, you know? But like if Lending Tips can do it, you can do it. So if you are going to want to invest in any crypto, I wouldn't put it in any sort of like ETF or, you know, I wouldn't pay anybody to buy crypto for you when you're better off buying the actual Bitcoin and calling it a day. High yield max ETF for gold. I feel the same way as Bitcoin. I don't like any like commodities that you hold for like that you want to like hold value or like kind of protect you. Like I want them physically. So even gold, like I prefer real gold, but I wouldn't for the long term. Like if you're like, oh, I want gold, like you don't have to go and buy gold and paper and put it in your long term. You could just buy the actual gold and let it sit. You know, I wouldn't buy a Bitcoin ETF. I would just buy a Bitcoin or as much Bitcoin as I can and just hold it. KMI. Hey, bonds went up a lot. That's not bad. And gold's still just chilling. China plays coming down still. Futu on the low. Is it Thessalonian no love? You got the CrowdStrike email. Someone just said their neighbors have to go home from work. I read that in the morning. I think in Europe they're saying like people went home from work because like you couldn't trade. I don't even think, bro. I don't know if our market, they're saying no issues, but I feel like the stock market is not even turned on. I don't know any other way to explain it. When's the PNC convention? Oh, I don't. Is that like PNC or the DNC? I can't believe the RNC parties like that. I didn't know they got Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock. There was a lot going on, bro. There was a lot going on. The stock market runs on Linux. Is this an ad? I feel like it's the Intel Pentium 4 processor. What? I didn't, dude. They party, bro. Dana White, he's a lizard, though. If y'all saw that shit, I don't really like. The only other person I call a lizard is objectively Mark Zuckerberg. But like, if you were watching yesterday and you saw Dana White, bro, I heard his tongue. I heard him like slithering, dude. It was disgusting. It was crazy. That was actually mind-boggling. No, it was weird, bro. I never seen that in my life, except from a lizard. The only person I've ever seen, like, stick their tongue out on both sides of their mouth in between sentences, the only person is a lizard. You don't believe me? Go watch a Geico commercial. Tell me what you see. That shit, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not vibing at all. At all. Spy coming down a little bit. Just a little bit. RESPECT. Take care of long-term deposit. 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Good idea to wait to get an MO for the long term. Yeah, I mean, you got earnings right around the corner. You already missed out on it. I do think MO has both upside and a lot of downside. It's really weird because it's like right in the middle now. But we were buying it very, very low. But just in the short run, the stock has appreciated a lot. So, like, I would just naturally prefer something that is not appreciated the same. I think that's a more bang for your buck. Will serve you better. Got 5% raise this week. More for the long term. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. Your kids listening are freaked out with the lizard comment? Why? What are you doing to those kids? Why do they not? Why is that creepy? Lizards are scary? Not really. They do push-ups? They actually do push-ups? It's kind of cool. They're replaying the CrowdStrike CEO on CNBC. I didn't hear him the first. I was like, really good.
You're going to take some more.
Is this him?
It could be hours, it could be a bit longer, but we're working with customers that if the system doesn't fully recover, we're working with them on the specific fix for that. So essentially, we are providing guidance through our tech support, through our blogs, everything that we know. We want to be as transparent as we can and get that out to our customers.
George, this is CrowdStrike we're talking about. Is this Falcon, which is your best program? And I need to know, why did you not phase this in? Why was this done all at once? That seems to be, to me, irresponsible.
Well, it traditionally goes out in a phased approach, and it goes through, what we do is, we've been doing this a long time, testing throughout the life cycle of any of these updates. So it initially went out and we started to see some issues and then pulled it back. So not all of our customers are impacted. Windows and Linux are not impacted. And as soon as we saw this issue, which didn't manifest itself before we obviously sent it out, we rolled it back and now we're dealing with the impacted systems.
I want to be sure about this. This did or did not get to Azure, which is Microsoft's cloud, because if it did, then but maybe that would explain things, but maybe they're separate.
Well, Azure can run, customers run in Azure, right? And they can run our software there. So if there was a customer that was running in Azure that had our software, it could have been impacted. But that's the extent of what I know specific to the Microsoft piece.
Meantime, the sell side starting to weigh in with what little they know. UBS here putting their buy rating under review, says down 13% pre-market felt pretty appropriate given what may end up happening to their reputation and their client base. They say what's really going to be important is how they respond to customers in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, the response.
Oh, shit, yeah. I am muted. My bad. I was saying that all seems very like we still don't even know when this thing is like concluding. So the problem's still continuing is what it seems like. And that we're not going to really know. Someone said it in the chat. I kind of agree. Like it seems like this is what's happening is probably a lot worse than what they're letting on. But we don't necessarily know the extent of the fallout quite yet. All right, well, everything dropping, even the bonds a little bit there, but SPY going back. Actually, Meta's on the high in the midst of this. I think market should be dumping. Market should even be dumping unless people can't access it. Then it might do the opposite. MPW short report. Come on. I thought this whole company is short report, Your Schwab's down all morning. No, everything in mine is worked, but I guess I just don't know what's not working. Maybe because, again, like, you don't know if the market, they're saying no issues, but I remember like 2 weeks ago, we had more issues after T+1. So, and they're like, no, everything's fine. But you just can't fly, go to the bank, or use stocks in London. What? And then SPY is negative now. I should have held that ES short, but bond long is doing good. Gold is practically unchanged. And that's it. We wait. But SPY is going down and NASDAQ down a quarter. SPY's actually down more now. And then I don't know where Russell's at. Russell is back to 0.4. Still higher, though, than where we bought it in the morning. But everything is coming down. SPY is the one setting a new low. This is the distraction as Biden drops out of the race. I think Biden dropping out is really weird, too. I don't know if it's a black swan or a gray swan. We'll see how it affects the market. But a number one political candidate dropping out, does not happen quite often. He didn't drop, but the odds are likely. So everyone keeps asking, is it fake? Is it a rumor? It's just people talking. It could be the media just shitting on him. But like every day for this week, practically, you have had some report that he's considering dropping out. People like Obama and Pelosi aren't supporting him anymore. So technically, he hasn't announced anything. If anything, the White House has refused it. So every time, like even this morning, there was a statement that said Biden's family is getting ready for him to drop out. And the White House, within 10, 20 minutes, was like, nah, we ain't. Like, that's not real. So for now, it's all rumor, but it does seem like the literal odds are very high that he will drop out. So if you even go to the odds right now on certain places where you could like bet on who's winning, Kamala Harris has higher odds of winning the presidency than Joe Biden right now. Microsoft Service Health Status 365 Admin Center is now available. Cool. And then bonds. Hi. So that's working a little bit. We options. We was moving earlier. And then Netflix raised $750 from $685. Damn, that's a lot by UBS. Netflix, Camelot, talking Biden. Well, every day from everywhere in the media, you have heard of the Biden exit. So again, I guess the general idea is just like, we'll find out this weekend. If not, maybe the odds will change a little bit. But a lot of people are very, very pushy that this would be the weekend. This is the weekend. Wheat. What? Past 7 days, I mean, a lot of the politics stuff, and we talked about it on the Watchlist yesterday. Like, and we brought it up on stream too. If you guys haven't realized at this point, as political uncertainty is rising, so is market volatility. You're actually kind of having to respond to it, and every day it has been this last week or so. It really turned up, bro. We went from half of this year, election year, nobody was talking about anything, and then with the election, then all of a sudden, bro, just day after day, that is all you're hearing. And now it's kind of crazy. Bro, we're talking assassination attempts and candidates dropping out. Like, what? Does that not sound wild when you say it out loud? We went from doing nothing, it was all quiet, to now literally assassination attempts and the current president incumbent just being like, nah, I'm not. I want to run, but I really want to run, but fuck it. I'm probably not going to run now because y'all think I shouldn't have run, but I want to fucking run. Yeah. So there's a lot, man. There's a lot. And it all just picked up out of nowhere. They said, hi. Michelle. I don't think she can, or I just don't. It's going to be a very big legal process if the Democrats want to get somebody other than Kamala. So if Biden leaves, Kamala is the one. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of weird shit. They might be able to pull it off, but it'll be a weird. You only have, 4 months? You guys realize that, right? The election is in November. It is July. Almost the end of July now. You're halfway through it, July. So if you wanted to replace anybody for this presidential race, and that's assuming Biden leaves this weekend. If Biden don't leave this weekend, you have less and less time. So it's a very big uphill battle to try to get anybody but Kamala. But Kamala is the one who would be right and ready to go. Let the Lord ask me. Biden journalism is not a crime. Statement. Biden says U.S. pushing hard for Gershovik's release. Yeah, fuck you. I'm awake. Yeah, what now? You don't like how do you say Kamala? Kamala? How do you pronounce it? It's Kamala. Kamala. Inta kalam katir. انت تكلم كتير يا عبيط. انا قلتلك انا مش عايز كلام. اسكت. كامالا. 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 Kamala. 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 It's Kamala. Kamala Harris. Kamala. Kamala. Kamala Harris. Kamala. Kamala. I need to see, how does she pronounce her own name? Man, where is she? That's crazy. I'm still disappointed in that. I think it's still a wild concept if she runs for president. We ain't talked to her in 4 years, and all of a sudden now, you just want us to support you? That's still, it don't sit right with me. I'm like, now you need me? You ignored me for 4 years and hid. And now you want to talk to me. Serve. Wasn't there one yesterday? Serve Robotics up 80% and ripping into the high. This looks like fun. Some low liquidity. Fun for the whole family, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Does she speak in third person at all? I want to hear how she says it. CNN, Biden absolutely staying in the race. Yeah, it's wild, man. Literally last 3 days, just the headline, he's leaving. White House says he's not leaving. He's leaving. White House says he's not leaving. So it's been a fun time. We'll find out, though, by the end of this weekend. And then Netflix trying to turn up. Bonds coming back down. But they've held pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nike, Lil Pop. Netflix went major negative. It was only down like 1%, but considering it was at 675 in the morning, still all of that was still below what was priced in. Nike's still DJT flushing. So that's flush number 2. It did that one earlier. I don't know why, but you are going lower back to 34. EA on the low, Meta dump. Remember, Meta was up all day. They've actually been good the last 2 days. I wouldn't really call that a dump. I think the bonds a little bit. And gold is just hugging the level. Snap is down. How do you pick stocks for the long term? Everything looks expensive. Oh, it's not. You're just not looking hard enough. Or maybe you're falling for it. Like, I think you're seeing a lot of fake Gucci belts, and you think everybody rich. But if you really do go and shop around, you will notice there's a lot of good names you know about that are at multi-year lows. So, like, do you like Starbucks? Have you heard of Starbucks? You could buy them at prices that were in the lows of 2020. Same thing for Nike. Nike's just do it. The check mark. It's amazing. Let me see. Let me pull up a list. Actually, we've been here for an hour or two. So let me get you guys this now. Dow Jones has 10 names up. 20 names in the red. So even then, I'll show you. Merck. How about CRM? This thing's down on the year. So it's still kind of up there, but at least it's negative on the year. That's something I could offer you. I like 3M. I think there's other names that you can get cheaper, but 3M is literally at the low. Bristol Myers. This is a great, you use Bristol Myers products. Your toothpaste maybe. You'd be surprised. You have at least one Bristol Myers product in your house right now. But take a look. They're at a 10-year low. Little breezy. What? I like Procter & Gamble, but they already bounced. I was telling you guys that one earlier, and then that one just went nuts. Again, Intel was one. It's already popped up, but we bought it at 30. It's up 10% now. Literally yesterday it was up 20%, which is crazy. What other ones? Dow Chemicals. You are probably associated with them every day. But, they just haven't really moved. J&J, you know their products. They got a little bit of risk, but also, too, again, just they're not really trading at the same highs. General Mills, multi-year low. Still a little higher from 2020. And then, let me tell you guys on the SPY. S&P right now, you have 142 green, 360 in the red. SLB is down on the year for the SPY. Expedia is down on the year. Abbott Laboratories. ACN, man. I'm telling you, there's a lot of companies out there. Abbott Labs isn't that bad. You all know Abbott. I'm sure you have in some degree. Again, Guild. It's another healthcare name near lows. I don't know if you feel. So, yeah, this is just the point, though, of there's a lot of stocks in the world. And if you really do go look, like, it may not be the NVIDIAs of the world, but you definitely got some good names that are out there and cheap, or at least at multi-year lows right now. Yeah, KHC, that's another one. And you know their products. Again, Starbucks and Nike, those are the ones that come to mind. UPS, I really like UPS. There's so many. And SPY going down. Bonds are literally just holding their opening price. But if they're at multi-year lows, does that not worry you that they're doing bad? Well, that's why you got to look into the company, but not really. It just, obviously, you should look into why it's came down and understand the situation. But if, I'm not really going to get turned off by it unless it's like something like I think will not let them be around in 10 years. So you could be doing bad, but if you have staying power and a good balance sheet and a good business and you're going to be around for 10 years, that's more so what I'm betting on. And then SPY literally hit a new low, and then bonds are rocketing up now. Hi. It has to go above that. ARE viability, sustainability for 10 years. Amen, man. And I mean, just you want to own the companies that make America, that control America, that all the people that control America own. Just some of these names, the biggest companies in the world. The MNCs, literally. Think about it, the top 100 MNCs in the world that control a majority of the business. Those are the stuff you want to be a part of, especially if they're at low. Again, Bristol Myers, Nike, Starbucks, these are literal multinational corporations and some of the biggest. Are you saying great, or are you calling out a stock? I ask. Can you guys tell? I can't tell. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I like Lulu, but I'm with Nike I'm buying Nike over Lulu any day. If at the prices, if Lulu was at prices of 2020, I'd buy Lulu. But and it's not like Nike. Like Nike still implies like a decent valuation, but straight up, like Lulu is not cheap. Yeah, Lulu. I guess Lulu's still 22 times earnings. Because technically the PE is a little higher on Lulu. Just kind of wild, but you are paying a lot more. I guess it's kind of grown into it. I can't do it though. Something about it. It's because it's actually not that bad. Lululemon, from a PE ratio standpoint, Lululemon is the same thing as Nike. And then Bonza just hit a new high. But SPY also hit a new low. NASDAQ's down 0.4 again. That's kind of crazy. It's been, 3 days in a row of NASDAQ dropping? Yeah, now that it's back to red, it's getting back down to the lows. And then Russell is not hitting the low. SPY is near it. Gold. I mean, gold is like the same price I bought it at. I'm still in that one. It technically hasn't really moved. Serve is still going up. I'll hold it. Serve. Yeah, that's the robo. Damn. Put that up there at 80. Now it's at 130. Nikes. Netflix did go up a lot, actually. $10. $10 from its low. How we doing this Friday? Good. Not anything bad. Some good trades so far. I mean, I think a lot of head scratching around the world. There was a very big cyber outage. I'm sure you already heard about it, but so far it doesn't seem like there's been an effect. Technically, today is a big options expiration, so you just don't feel it yet. Russian missile hits residential areas in Ukraine. What time is it? 7:47. It's still mad early, actually. I'm thinking about it. We are literally here. We've been here for, an hour and 17 minutes? Good morning, Chatadonia. Good morning. Why is Shop doing well? I think getting ready for earnings, and then they had an upgrade not too long ago. Literally, I think to start off the week. And that mixed with the earnings hype, I think that's what got them all feeling good. I do like Nike for the long term. That's why I have purchased it. And then SPY trying to work its way up here. Carvana's on the high too. And Snap, that's not done anything. Palantir is going up. That is on the high ticker. Isn't this near 52-week highs? It's up there, and SPY's still dancing around. Even the bonds. Oracle's going up. It feels kind of dead, though. So, again, you do have more names. I didn't go over the NASDAQ with you guys. NASDAQ 100, 26 green, 75 in the red. So, again, this is day number 3. It was like this yesterday, but it took a little bit longer. But you have a majority of names trading in the red. That's how we're starting off. John Williams should be speaking. I don't have anything on my wire yet, but we have him and somebody else are the only things on the calendar. Fed Williams at 10:40. So, yeah, he should have been 10 minutes ago. Bond Snap trying to come up. Gold starting to move a little bit. Again, Palantir. SPY coming back down. Low ticker pretty active. Bumble at $8. Bumble Inc. Damn, bro. What's the market cap on Bumble? Still $1 billion? Oh, man. It's crazy. Bumble is still worth more than Redfin. I did not get any CrowdStrike plays, no. That is the literal biggest news for a while. There you go. Gold starting to flush now, back to 2,400 flat. Snap came up, and then bonds. Israeli Netanyahu says Jewish people are not an occupier of their own land. No false decision. I don't know if S&P is. I think it is doing better than the NASDAQ. Slightly. It's down by 0.38. NASDAQ's down by 0.4. Russell's down by 0.6. Russell's actually going back now to the 2,200 level. Netflix running. Again, Palantir or Bumble dying. Palantir's up. Solventum's on the high. Hi. And a couple value names still holding. Still feels kind of slow, though. I feel like the volume was a little higher in the morning. No, we're at 10 million by hour number 1.5. Decent. Seen better, seen worse, you know? Palantir. Yeah, I know how to pronounce Palantir. That one's an easy one to pronounce. I get, though, if some of you have issues with it. I understand everybody learns at their own pace. You know, I'm not going to judge you for that. All right. Supposed to be 300, but I took 280. I sold the bond play. So again, we bottom ticked the bonds earlier. So I'm out of that. Not bad, $300 or 280. And then that's it. I think all I have is the gold play left. All I have is gold and then the Snapchat from the other day. I did close Netflix, yeah. I should have held that. That would have made me bank, actually. But no, I made like $300 on it. And Russell's coming down. ES is trying to go up. Hi. And the NQ. Palantir. It's called Palantir. 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 I feel you, bro. Yeah. I don't know why you're having so much trouble with it. No Palantir. Let's just... Oh, no, man. Internet weird. Yeah, I just sold out of my bond play. Palantir. It doesn't matter, bro. It's like, I don't think saying it louder or capitalizing it changes. Palantir. 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 Let me see. Well, I'll be right back. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Oh, I love you, Fed Williams. Central banks must own inflation control mission. Fed Williams remains committed to achieving 2% inflation target. Says price stability key to financial stability. Longer run trends affecting R-star are still in place. Oh, damn. Russell hit a new low. Ay. All right, I'll BRB. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
All right, Eric Balchunas of Bloomberg Intelligence. I'll see you on Monday because that's when ETF IQ is, every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Now, coming up next week on Open Interest, Charles Myers of Signum Global, Ann Walsh of Guggenheim, and much more. This is Bloomberg.
Building a home.
What?
Throwing in a lot.
That's my bad. I thought I was gonna go. They just played weird music. Got weird.
Their target's up.
Nice. All right. Please hold.
Yeah, and the stock is reacting ever so slightly in the positive direction. Again, the questions about growth from the ad-supported tier and how much that's going to pick up. The new ad tech platform they say they're sort of testing in Canada and will introduce and roll out in the U.S. next year. I mean, they are the dominant provider when it comes to streaming. There's no doubt about that. But there are some questions, as Mike brought up earlier, in terms of the multiple and the growth rate that you would expect, of course, from a fundamental perspective, investors are thinking about.
He called it mature. It's also been an outperformer on the year, so there were high hopes going into the quarter on Netflix. Netflix shares up 1%. We're going to continue to have updates for you all morning long and all day long on today's global outage. Still ahead on Money Movers as we dive into the Netflix quarter. We're going to also talk to the CEO of Fifth Third Bank on earnings. All of that ahead. Stay with us.
Damn, bro, my bad. I should have left it unmuted so I could have yelled, but I didn't think it'd take that long. I thought they'd give me more time. The bonds are still going up. Again, you do have Fed Williams talking. Russell hit a low of the day. SPY and NASDAQ did that like 10, 15 minutes ago. Bonds going up. We had a good bottom tick on the bonds and then got out. But GG's if you are still pushing it. Push it to the limit. Yeah. Snapchat is back up. Nvidia is down 1. Yeah, Snap is starting to go. He's still on this Palantir. I don't know. Josh Taggart, aren't you like a weird reality star? But just like calm down on the Palantir stuff, bro. We get it. You have trouble saying it. Like, that's cool. You don't need to like make so much of a big deal towards it. Like, we get it, bro. Oh, I ordered I need a carbo, but I ordered from a place that doesn't have caffeine. I was really craving a bagel, so I ordered me a bagel. But I do need a carbo on Friday. Well, if they give me a commercial, I could go turn up, but they don't want me to turn up. You know what I'm saying? Push it to the limit. Yeah. What's wrong with caffeine? No, nothing. I stopped drinking caffeine for a long time, and then I started drinking it again. But so it's kind of a big deal when I drink caffeine. It kind of hits me different. It's kind of more juicy. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it. Oh, you're kind of getting I want to play the Russell, but I don't want to go in unless it goes lower. That's a big pop. You got a green shoot. I don't know if anything else. Gold came down. That's a little lower. Crowd is running up. So that's actually on the high. You're not as hype as you used to be. I could control the hypeness. It's really good. I've even trying to do soft spoken Josh. It's been nice. It's been nice on my throat too, my vocal cords. So it's good, man. But we could, we got many shapes and flavors. Welcome to Baskin Robbins. Can I research how to say it? No, Josh, you need to let it go, man. That's okay. Do you have a long term, buddy? I don't know why your mispronunciation of Palantir is getting to you so much. But you'll be okay, man. You'll be okay. I don't have any cybersecurity companies in the long term, no. I would want like a Palo Alto, but they're pretty expensive. Rivian, well, I thought Rivian would go down a little bit more today, just because it was literally the comments from Donald Trump. But hey, they held up. They held up. Did you get banned? No, it seems like there's a lot going on. Like, I feel like this is like a lot of commotion. There's like a group of guys arguing about Palantir. And then one guy's like, shoot him! Shoot him! Fucking get him! And like, there's you guys, and you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, small cap rotation, EVs, and then like, there's just a lot of commotion going on. And I'm like, all right, man, it's like a weird bar fight. I don't know what to say to y'all, but I wish y'all the best of luck and safety. All right, gold. That's the last play we're in. Gold and the Snapchat from yesterday. And we'll see. NASDAQ still murder. There's Palantir on the fly. I hate to bring this up. I don't want Josh to start this again. A lot of commotion. But Palantir's hitting a 52-week high. And then bonds coming down. FTSE indexes resume. Oh, shit. No way. What? Yeah, this whole time the FTSE wasn't trading. And then 4 more House Democrats call on Biden to quit campaign. Bro, that's wild. FTSE online. UAV online. FTSE 100. We'll get him again next time. That's crazy. The FTSE was closed this whole time. So, yeah, now it's just opening up, down by 0.6. Euro Stoxx 50 down by 0.7. And then Germany and France down by like 0.6, 0.8. That probably was the green price. It's crazy because Euro closes in 30 minutes. UAV online. FTSE 100 online. We'll get him again next time. The Macron, you just Macron. You just like hearing Macron. You're talking about in France, Macron. Macron. Ah, with the croissant. With Macron. In the croissant. Palantir, Habibi. Let's go, baby. Palantir. Macron. Hot dog. Bleu 42, c'est hike. Macron. Macron. Palantir. All right, man. Let me just go grab me. Let me get a car. This is all without a carbo, bro.
They're using this to
I'll be
take
right
risk
back.
off and not worry whether this impacts their quarter.
Macron.
Jordan, I don't know how well versed you are in the market for endpoint security, but the IDC data shows that CrowdStrike has about a fifth of the market. Ironically, the number 2 in that market, in terms of individual players, is Microsoft. Both of them under pressure. How do you play that?
Well, I think it's a good question. I don't really think that you play that in the view that one is going to lose a bunch of share or they both will. Because it's a outage and it's not a hack, that to me suggests you're not going to see a bunch of customers moving off of CrowdStrike or even Microsoft. Some people are, bidding up shares of SentinelOne. That's a stock that competes at endpoint with CrowdStrike, but I don't even know where they rank in the top, market share listings. Palo Alto is another, big competitor. They don't necessarily do all endpoint, but they do firewalls and cloud security, and that stock is gaining because people, I guess, assume they'll benefit. So at the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see what the implications or ramifications are. But I would advise investors, don't make any quick, snap, knee-jerk reactions in terms of buying or selling. And I'm more of a net buyer on this weakness as it relates to CrowdStrike. I think they'll come through fine in a couple of weeks. People won't even be talking about this.
This is a big market cap impact, Jordan. What's interesting in your note is you bring up, look, are they on the hook financially in any way? How will we understand that from CrowdStrike as to whether or not their own clients either put off renewing or say, look, I've lost a lot of business here. Where's the money?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've talked to some people. We put out a quick research update from Mizuho research analysts. What I think is going to happen is you're not going to hear anything until they report their quarter. And that won't come until the quarter closes after the end of July. So it could be as much as a month until you don't really get an official update as to what they're liable for, if anything. We do not think their contracts are written such that they'll have to, basically pay these companies for lost business or revenue. But what's probably going to happen is to appease companies that were disrupted, they will give credits, meaning they will say, you're under contract and you owe us money, but we will give you a credit for business that you owe us under the contract. So it's basically a discount. How much, we don't know. But as soon as they can quantify that, I think the markets will like the clarity and they'll be more positively disposed once they can quantify what the impact will be. And I wouldn't imagine it's going to be any massive amount.
And to that point, when you've got a $6 billion move on a market cap, maybe it's not as big as $6 billion. Maybe you can buy into some of this weakness, Jordan, that you're speaking of. How many people do you think, though, in this current environment of jitteriness, are willing to go long into a weekend such as this?
We're going to find out as the market, we go into the afternoon and we see how this stock trades. I would say initially, it's 11 o'clock Eastern. I'm pretty encouraged by the way the stock's acting, given it's well off the lows. If this was something where people were in an absolute panic and and the market was melting.
Post-crowd clarity. Wow. And SPY's coming down. Gold did pop here. during that bathroom. Gold, literally, do you guys notice something? So literally, FTSE 100 opens up. Something was closed in Europe, and then right when that opens, gold rockets. The market had a little bit of a candle and did this dance, but literally gold, I think, is the Europe FTSE opening winner. So that's killing it. We'll take it for now. I kind of want to push the gold because I think it's down the most, down 2. Low-key think that could get to 24.25. Palantir. I have not looked at EU banks, but we had a little bit of a pop and drop right there. Where did I go? I don't know. Where'd you go? I miss you so. You should get a long time. That's a song, right? I don't know. Spider looking heavy. But it's crazy. Bonds, too, they're still down. SPY is near the low. Again, NASDAQ was just there, I believe. Yeah, no, NASDAQ's a little further off the low, to be honest. And then Russell's the one already hitting the low. Yeah, that just hit the low and came off of it. Nvidia held up pretty decent. There's gold's red candle off that. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia's off from the highs, but in general, I don't think it's too bad. Palantir. Josh, you're doing this again? Oh, man. Josh, if you want me to, help you out with it, you would either need to pay me or I just need to time you out. You really are. This is getting, because is getting distracting. The way you can't say Palantir is really is bothering now. So, I don't know. You won't let it go. Yeah, big worldwide outage. The biggest. It doesn't feel like it. I feel like we've had way smaller and minor inconveniences in the stock market. Wouldn't work. But then, we're trading perfectly normal here. Very odd. Yeah, I didn't even know the FTSE was closed that whole time. So we'll see again. I think gold benefited the most off of it. We have Euro close in 18 minutes, but we were kind of already there. Everything's still down again. It was a bad month or bad week here for all the European names. And this is potentially one of our bad ones. One of our worst weeks here in a minute. Yeah, there's a lot of support on the SPY. On the SPY. I mean, even the Russell, too. You go down 55.14, 5,500, and then the 54.80 dance. Remember this whole dance over here before we even went up? Remember, we danced a little bit. Do a little dance, make it long term. It's down tonight. So then we get that to the 5,500 to 5,400, and then that could hold you down all the way to 5,400. Or 53. So if we dance down like we did up, there's a lot of support, or just going to die. And just one candle slices through everything and then call it a day. But many, many gaps to be filled. We just hit a new low, too, on that. So much for bullish July. I think it is bullish still, no? Yeah. You're still up on the month. Calm down, homeboy. So this is where you started July, 545. You were just really bullish. And right now, too, there's no buybacks. So all of these earnings, you're literally on buyback blackout. Most companies can't buy shit. And then this second half of July, until these earnings come out, I think you're going to have a little bit more of a vacuum. Blackstone reportedly considering stake sale in marketing firm HH Global. I don't know if that's public. Do you know HH Global? Meta. I mean, the whole SPY is coming down now. A little bit more again. Gold's holding that. Russell just hit a new low, 21.98. It's only 8.15. Can you go buy gold bars with straight cash, no strings? I mean, yeah, but why does it sound so sketchy? Like, I don't know how you're asking me. Like, I feel like, yo, can I buy your gold? No cash. All cash, no strings. I got no strings. Yeah, like, what are you trying to do, man? Or what's like, but yeah, technically. I want to play the Russell again, but it's still early, and then if that don't work, it's going to go down all day. It's still mad early, bro. It's not even, again, Euro close. It's a weird one. Put the gold in the bag. What? I got no strings on me. Tesla's down 3. Pfizer's technically green. Needs to get back above 30. MO held up barely. Vert. Macy's on the high. Again, they had bad news earlier this week, backing out of the buyout deal. I don't know if gold's coming down. I don't know if Russell's going to bounce. It is a little bit. Oh, Snap is green. I'll take it. Again, I don't know if the chips are bad. That's actually a green shoot on the SPY. Your trades aren't going through and they're not shown on the account page. Are you talking about Schwab? I haven't had a problem, but I haven't really looked into it that deep. I've made a lot of trades today, but it doesn't seem like I've had an issue. Everything is worked suspiciously too well today. That's why I'm like, I feel like things are worse than is getting let on, but at the same time, like I'm saying, today has been more smooth than a random day. And they're telling us that it's the biggest hack or the biggest outage that we've ever experienced. So I don't know, man. It's huge. It's big. It's the biggest one. IT outage. We've had nothing like it ever before. It's the biggest, the greatest. I know. Feels smooth, though. No problems. Yeah, I think if you have a Mac, there's zero effect. That is the other part of it. I don't think we've talked about that. Maybe is that why Apple's up? I think, isn't Apple up like 2%? No, Apple flipped, but technically I think Apple, this doesn't affect any Apple operating systems. They did then. People were talking that from the get-go. I guess we don't really know how much, but people are assuming this will have an effect on the economy to the tune of billions of dollars, yeah. Tweet from a guy who did the outage? What do you mean? Essentially grounded most of the airplane. Bro, it took the damn FTSE just opened up. It clapped banks, took out the London stock market, airlines, and then I think there's something else too. It was crazy. It was all while we were asleep. I feel like it was like last night during the Donald Trump thing as we were sleeping, and then it just... Hi! Yeah, hospitals too. So very weird. And then again, it's not even like, it's not daylight savings. It's a weird day, July 18th. They just try to assassinate the president last weekend. This weekend, you have the biggest internet outage or whatever. I don't even know what went out. But then the stock market moving smoother than the day after the one-day settlement. Makes no sense. Reddit on the high, Visa on the low. Oil, I think, is coming down. Why is the outage not making crowd go straight up? It shows how many customers they have. Well, you already know how many customers they have. It's not like it's a secret. But it's down because, like they were just talking about, like, think about it. They're either going to give discounts to their clients, or people might ask them to pay for money that they lost. Or when it's all said and done, if you have to renew and it's time to renew and you're looking at how much it costs and then you're thinking about how your service was, I mean, does this make you more or less likely to renew? And the answer is probably less likely, especially if they, if they got clapped. Russell kind of moved decent off the bottom. And then SPY came back up to the first little low there before you had that flush like 10, 15 minutes ago. Oh, yeah, and Russell, NASDAQ, everything else came back up. Gold chilled out a little bit, still down 2. NASDAQ's only down a quarter, so is the SPY. Dow and the Russell, those are the ones struggling. Man, you went to the casino and the pit boss had to handwrite every player buy-in. You said you went to Valvoline for an oil change, and they said come back later. Is anybody else experiencing this in real life? So wait, are things like low-key clapped and we just don't realize it yet? Because I don't really go outside, so I don't know. My internet works. Okay, what's going on? Apparently Expedia doesn't work. Well, what's going on? Anybody? Those are the two. Some guys, hey, trying to get an oil change, you can't do it. The other guy said he went to the casino. You couldn't use tap to pay at Domino's. Your smart toilet isn't working. Oh, man. Major retailers can't take card payments. Is that true? You went to check your medical exam results and their website is down. Okay, forgive me for what I'm about to say next. Because y'all are saying like all these problems and shit. But like, does 2K still work? I haven't checked yet, but do you like, is that, because why does I feel like everything feels the same today. Your gym is working. Xbox was down last night. I played last night. 2K still working. So then, what's the problem? This doesn't make any sense. So Xbox and PlayStation work. But you guys are like, they can't take card payments. I can't get an oil change and feed my family. But I can play PlayStation. PlayStation. Ready on the high. I'm very this is the weirdest outage ever. And I could trade futures. Very weird, right? And then there's Apple off the bottom. And then bonds came down. And then Russell's coming back down. So is Young Gold. Oh, yeah. Does the thumbs up on the video still work? I don't know if that works. That may be an outage, too. Try it, dude. Can you guys like the video? See what happens? Yeah, I don't think it works. So it's saying it won't let you like the video. Only on YouTube. Yeah. So your like button, if you click it, it won't work. Spy's coming down. I think all the airlines are grounded, but you can play your PlayStation or your Xbox. And you can trade stocks. If you want to go anywhere, you're fucked. And you can't buy anything, apparently. Unless it's on the Microsoft store. But Microsoft have its own problem. Oh. Wait. Bro, my DoorDash, that worked. I didn't have any issues with DoorDash. I don't know, man. This all sounds like a bunch of cap. I don't really understand what's going on, but it feel like nothing's going on. Yeah, we could do push-ups too. I'm about to eat a bagel and do push-ups. I don't know what happens. They're saying Y2K. Yeah, but I just DoorDash shit. Y2K, what kind of computer revolution allows me to get takeout from the comfort of my own home? Man, I'm still live streaming to you guys. Wait, what are you saying? This is just getting out of hand.
Times the market, every commercial payment type that we have in the conventional deposits and lending businesses inside Fifth Third. It really is the investments that we've made in software-enabled automation. So we're much more focused on automating workflows for our clients and not just payments processing. And then the investment that we've made in enabling third-party software developers to incorporate payments into their offerings. I'm very pleased with the fact that we're generating growth company sort of growth rates on the back of what is a $700 million annual revenue line item for Fifth Third.
Well, Tim, thank you for coming on, talking about news a day and of course, the quarter as well. Appreciate it with the stock moving up. Tim Spence.
Always look forward to it. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, Carl.
Yes, from Cincinnati.
That's good stuff. Dow down 380 here. Let's get a market flash on Amex as well. Kate Rooney's got that. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Carl. Yeah, I did just speak to the CFO of Amex, Christophe Lecayek. He talked really about the strength of the consumer. You saw that reflected in American Express's results. They are lifting their profit outlook and the guidance there, despite some of the disappointment you're seeing in the stock. They did see a revenue miss in the quarter, but a lot of optimism around that affluent consumer. American Express is really indexed to the higher income consumer, especially younger consumers. That really was one of the themes. I do want to mention his comments on the tech outage, the Microsoft outage that we are seeing. He said, we are right now trying to help our card members who are traveling and flying when those planes are grounded. No comment on potential impact on spending yet, but he did talk a lot about millennial and Gen Z spending. He said most of their strength right now is coming from younger card members. That's Gen Z, millennial. He said they're really focused on that cohort. Spending from that group was up about 13%. So a lot of the momentum in the quarter is thanks to those younger card members. He said they're kind of targeting them with marketing. Talked about voices for Gen Z like Olivia Rodrigo. Said they're really focused on F1. And that the American Express cards bring a little bit of cachet. And then on subscriptions, they're kind of willing to pay that higher subscription, he said, because they're used to paying fees on Spotify and Netflix. So interesting kind of psychology around subscriptions when it comes to that cohort. And then finally on rate cuts, they have really been seen as, not as rate sensitive compared to some of their competitors. He talked about one of the stats that will come out in a 10Q later. He said they're going to put out there that basically if rates were cut by 1%, the benefit to Amex is about $150 million, which is tiny on the scale of things. So talked about, they've really been this defensive play. And if you look at the stock price compared to Visa and MasterCard for the year, they're up about 30% versus 2% for Visa, 5% or so for MasterCard, their biggest competitors there. So anyway, they really have been an outperformer despite the drop in the stock you can see today, guys. Back over to you.
Did you hear that? Talking about F1.
Yes, I saw your.
Trying to get the younger consumer.
Yes, F1, Sarah.
That's the playbook. They went big on Vegas last year. They'll be there again.
If only they'd gone with Taylor versus Rodrigo.
Yeah, exactly. Then it would be like the holy grail of younger consumer and me. Thank you, Kate Rooney. Appreciate it. Let's get an update on how today's global tech outage is impacting the airlines. We've seen a lot of disruption there. Our Phil LeBeau with the latest details. Hi again, Phil.
Hey, Sarah, this is going to continue all day long. I want to show you a live picture of LaGuardia Airport. What you're seeing has been seen at airports all around the country. You don't have to go far to see a lot of misery for people who think they show up at the airport, they are hoping that they're going to take off, and either delayed or ultimately the flight is canceled. By the way, FlightAware says more than 1,800 flights just in the United States have been canceled so far. We're going to see that number rise throughout the day. The airlines impacted by this IT outage. You're looking at Allegiant, American, Delta, Spirit, and United. And most of the focus is on Delta, American, and United, as all three of those airlines, they called for the ground stop about 2 in the morning, and it was American who first said, I think we're ready to go. That was about 5:45, and yet they still have cancellations and delays. All of this coming at a time when you have close to 3 million people who will be flying today in the United States. We're in the midst of the busiest summer that we've ever seen in terms of airline travel, and that will continue all the way through Labor Day. Quickly take a look at the airline index. This is an incident that it's terrible for the people who are caught up in it, but it's not going to have a big impact on the airline stocks. I think investors can look through this and realize this is one of those incidents. As bad as it is what it is, and you just kind of move on from there.
Busy weekend airline earnings next week, Phil. I know you'll be busy. That's our Phil LeBeau, busy this morning as well. Dow down 440 now. Let's get a news update with Bertha Coombs. Hey, Bertha.
Hey, good morning, Carl. Continuing now with the fallout from the global IT outage. Drivers in numerous states, from California to New York, are unable to access services this morning. The Texas Department of Public Safety canceled all scheduled driver license appointments. New York also canceling all road tests and closing DMV offices for in-person services. Meantime, New Jersey warning of its own service interruptions and offering a courtesy return pass for affected drivers. Local Social Security offices are closed to the public today because the outage is affecting numerous services. The agency also expects longer wait times for its national 800 number and for some online services, which are going to be unavailable. Railroad Union Pacific says it is seeing varying levels of impact from the outage across its network. It has enacted backup protocols to enable communication between teams and dispatchers. The railroad says it is doing everything in its power to keep freight moving, but there have been some processing delays in shipments. Sarah, I actually got a package this morning. I got a notice that I got a package. I'm surprised.
Yes, lucky you.
Right.
I mean, it's being felt far and wide. Thank you very much, Bertha. Up next, NBC reporting that the Biden family is beginning to discuss an exit plan for President Biden. We're going to discuss that after a quick break.
Crypto Watch is sponsored by Grayscale.
By Grayscale. Thank you. Oh, man, a lot has happened. This morning is filled with craziness. It is with craziness. Again, this outage is just weird. I mean, this is it's its own little black swan, but apparently the airlines and airports are still a little clapped based on that reporting. But I keep making the joke. Everything else seems to be working. Some of you guys are having problems trading, and you asked me if I had any issues today. All my trades went through. I haven't really. I mean, I have confirmations on all of them. It doesn't show that I'm holding anything that I'm not holding. So yeah, I haven't had any issues at all. Mm-hmm. Firefighter, you've had to go to old school methods to dispatch and monitoring our computers down. It seems like all of the government, like it seems like, again, they were just talking Social Security, DMV. It seems like all the government agencies are even talking about this on Bloomberg.
Might be in with the.
I thought they had a list. McDonald's is down. Yeah, airlines. They just had a whole list on Bloomberg. This is so weird. Yeah, government and municipalities definitely clapped. But this one is the, well, yeah, Crowd is the initial Russiagate. Yeah, they were the guys who did the servers. I think we played it back in the day. So at one point, Crowd was really, like, go look at its chart. Anytime it's had, like, any big drops, it's not only because of earnings, but they've been caught up in some drama over the years. Where was it? I think it was 2019. It was like in the early, after they IPO'd. Yeah, I mean, it seems like, though, I don't know, all of the government agencies, low-key, I think those are the ones that are really, really clapped. And then it's 8:30. We should get a push-up in, Chad. Would you guys like to? I just ate me a fucking bagel. It was great. Oh, I'm down, though. I'm down. I was going to actually do a set of curls, but I think we need some arm circles. Does that sound good? Would you guys like some arm circles on a Friday? How do you feel? You order DoorDash, no problem. You should see. Try to get me DoorDash. Try to send it to me. Just to test it. In the meantime, let's do an arm circle. Are you ready to arm circle? Please. Let me get you some music. I got you, bro. Okay, you ready? 5 seconds. We're going to do 1 minute backwards. Arm circles. 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh, my Lord. Work out thy back muscles. Stretch thy arms above thy head in a circular motion. Be released. Onward. Onward. Heave. Oh. Heave. Oh. There you go. 30 more seconds. You're halfway through your journey. Do not turn back now, for it will be in vain. You are close to accomplishing. Your own statue in your village. 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a banger, bro. There you go. Yeah. I feel great. Arm circles. I'll keep it playing. I'm gonna do a set of curls, but if this all, oh, it's that drop. Thou shalt not be lazy. bro. That flew solo, yeah, bro. Wow. I like it. I think it's very motivating. I think it's great workout music. My wife thinks I'm crazy doing arm circles with the online crew. Well, just it's good for your health, man. It's good for your health. I'm not gonna lie though, like I've had my girl walk in the room while I was just doing stretches, and like that's just weird sometimes. Like I did this stretch, it was like a chicken wing, and like you like lay on your stomach and you put like your arms in your back and you like look down and like you like extend your arms, and like I just look I look ridiculous. And I didn't think anybody was looking at me. And then my girl walks in and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? So I feel, but like it's good for you though, you know, it's healthy. And it's just, what's wrong with being healthy? I said, I got to do a little bit more. Health, wealth. Getting money, physical, mental, the balance, the trio in life. You crack up every day. It's good, man. A laugh is good. You can't go wrong with the laugh. You have a good day. And it's Friday, bro. You missed the arm circles. You can still do them. You have time. Don't worry. You know, it's not like a strict time limit. You broke your back last week. You went over the handlebars on your bike. Wait, like a motorcycle or like a mountain bike? Either way, I don't know. You might have to go through physical therapy, but some movement will cure you. What's the speculation behind the tech outage cause? It seems to just be a botched update, but I don't know if a bunch of Democrats believe that Donald Trump didn't actually get like shot, you know, then I think I'm allowed to believe that maybe we just got hacked as like a country. But other than that, I don't know. I think they're down ball just because it seems like it's all like all the government municipality shit is down, and then everything that doesn't matter still works. But then again, the London stock market got clapped, but then our stock market is killing it. So it's very, very weird. And then I was already talking about it. It already seemed like the political volatility was already turning into a black swan. And then now you have this thing where literally a lot of things internationally just got taken out. And I don't know. It seems like everything's moving suspiciously too smooth. That's the only thing that makes me weirded out by it all. The volume, I think the volume's a little bit better, but just in general, volume has been low in summertime. Maybe that's why the stock market is not really affected. It's not like we've been getting crazy volume. Like this is kind of normal. 14 million. We're near we're after hour number 2. It's actually not bad volume at all. It is 3 big down days in a row, though. You haven't had that, I think, since April. Mr. Robot. Good show. Gold, well, I don't know. Gold might be, maybe you couldn't trade it. The gold literally shot up like $10 right when the FTSE 100 opened up. Let me see. I haven't tried to log into the Schwab website, but my Schwab on like my Thinkorswim, I've had 0 problems. Oh, I see. When you go to Schwab website, due to a third-party issue, certain online functionality may not be available. If you don't have a long term, you're a bit. That's what? We're monitoring this issue. That's what I said. If you don't have a long. That's what Schwab said. But here, I show you, but I just clicked out of it. CrowdStrike might get more than a slap. I think everything works. Yeah, mine just doesn't tell me the data. There's no idea what's going on. Beep, 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 beep. You can't transfer from Schwab checking to brokerage, so you can't move any money. Your order status on Schwab is still pending. It's weird. All of my things went a good. HIMS FTC investigation not confirmed. Oh, you're saying they're having an investigation and it's not confirmed, or they had one and it's not true? But it's popping up for now. That may go down. So the mints don't work? No, don't remind. Where's that other guy? Don't remind him. Remember, homie was just all he was talking about were mints for like 3 days. You know he bought them too, right? I know damn well he bought them. There's no way he talked about that much in the chat room online and didn't buy them. I know he bought them. Like, he was hoping we could normalize it for him. I'm like, bro, you're 20 years old. I don't know why you want. You just do what you want, man. Blackstone, BX on the high. Does Twitter still work? How come Twitter still works? I didn't think about that. Or is Twitter still down? Or is Twitter down? But you're telling me, like, in the middle of all this, Twitter is like, no downtime? First day at CrowdStrike, pushed a little update and taking this afternoon off. Is that actually the guy? I heard there's already an account made for it. I already see an account on Twitter. So it literally says first day at CrowdStrike, pushed a little update, taking the afternoon off. Look at his bio. Former CrowdStrike employee fired for an unfair reason. Oh, man. Well, at least the internet works. Oh, SPY. Oh, where's the Russell? Russell hit 2193. Oh, no. I think I'll play it. I'm actually going to be done with the plays unless the Russell hits 2000, I think like 60. Or 20, yeah, like 2160. I mean, we did want to play the NASDAQ. The HIMS is legit, but it's paywalled. But there's like a FTC investigation on them. So it's like, it's bad news though. Celsius is collapsed. So is Tesla. 850, man. Oil is dumping hard. The HIMS contracts are moving all over the place. Let's see oil. Yeah, oil's down 1.7. It's even below 80. Again, market's still even hugging the lows. Russell's just right at 2,200. Gold is actually chilling, but still down 2%. What's it? No, where's Crowd? Crowd came up a decent amount. Serve losing steams. Coin on the high. Coin's up 8%. Jesus, what's this? I guess Bitcoin's up 3. Yo, that's the weird part. So on the day the internet goes out, Bitcoin goes up 3.6. I don't think we've talked about that. Yeah, bro, Bitcoin's killing it. Bitcoin looks like a value rotation. Yeah, coin's running though right now. And again, all of the Bitcoin. Coin's up 7. And just Bitcoin in general is up like 3-4 today. UN human rights journalists should be able to work in a safe environment without fear of reprisals. Coin's up 8. HIM's starting to come down. The high ticker looks like it's gassing. I mean, there's a couple of things moving. I just don't know how long it will last. What time is it? 8:52. So what? 30 minutes after Euro close. And then it wasn't even until like what? 30 minutes prior. You had the FTSE open. We're right at Euro close. Again, this is the third Euro close in a row where you've been near the lows. So every time that's happened, you've pretty much went lower. So let's see. If we flush again, can we have Titanic music? Nah, man. We were playing Titanic music when the SPY was at like 3,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit is at like 5,500. It was just at 5,700. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not Titanic. This is a luxury yacht. You know? This is nice. You not understand how good the economy is? You don't feel it? Huh? It's the best economy ever. Ever. And he's young. And you don't feel it? You don't understand how good you have it. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I want a job at the Wall Street Journal. But point is, it's a good economy. It's a good economy. And yeah, no Titanic music. I think the banks, I think that's something we haven't really thought about with this. That's what I'm worried about with this hack is the banks. I mean, I don't know if it leads to, again, a bank run. That's the issue, but it's a very, very weird one. Southwest to discuss financial results July 25th. Mom's systems at the hospital are down? No way. Yeah, the government and municipality stuff all seems to be clapped. That's the weird part about it all. But why does the stock market work? And then 2K, and then everything else. It makes no sense. And the banks are strong and resilient. I don't get it. Even the Snap's holding up. Jake from State Farm. Thinking the donos work. Oh, man. Hey, man. You'd enjoy an early morning 2K sesh. That'd be nice. I don't know. I might just take a nap. I don't know. It's Friday. But, like, I feel like it's Y2K, but then it feels like nothing's happening. So, I don't know. So, it's really weird. Your wife works in the bank. She sees no anomalies. Your fiance's check didn't deposit till later today. The computers all got clapped, apparently. It was CrowdStrike. So apparently CrowdStrike did an update, and it was like something was an error in the update, and then it led to one of the largest outages of like providers of internet and other things ever. So it's really bad, actually, but somehow the market's still trading fine. The European markets were down for most of the day. Airlines are not working. Some are back online. Microsoft got affected, but also had their own separate issue. And yeah, it was only on Windows devices, yes. It was something that it was an update that affected only Windows. It's funny, a lot of you are saying this shows how powerful CrowdStrike is in Microsoft. It is, but it's like, you know, I think it's like, remember when Cloudflare went down? I mean, there's a lot of companies like this where, you know, one little thing they could kind of disrupt the flow of a lot of it, of a lot of internet. And then another little green. Honestly, you're doing pretty good here since Euro close. Yeah, what was it? Akamai? Them, Cloudflare. It's been like this before, but it is a trip. This one's weird because they're telling us that it's the biggest down, like, it affected more people than ever this time, and it's led to more downside, but then I'm like, I don't feel it. Like, bro, like, there's other days where we have had, like, real, like, when one thing goes down, you really feel it. This one, like I'm saying, bro, I got DoorDash. I've got every trade perfectly. This is suspiciously, it feels perfect. All right, I need to go pee again, and I need a water. Oh, that's not live. How do you not feel it? Like the downside? Because I'm just sitting here. My YouTube works. I've had less lag today on YouTube than any other days. All my trades on Schwab are going through, at least on Thinkorswim.
Believe in candidates with regard to their ethical compass heading. There's also Kanye Macabella, who's been on our shows many times, partner at Kindred Ventures. He posted a photo of him with VP Kamala Harris on X, and he says, not all Silicon Valley VCs feel the same about the last 4 years. He ends his thread saying that he's getting tired of the monotone on here, meaning X, the platform. He says it's time for other voices. And guys, we certainly could get more in the coming days and weeks, depending on what happens in this race.
Speaking of which, we mentioned former President Trump's speech last night in which he referred to ending the EV mandate. There's still some questions about what he meant by that. And, of course, the Bitcoin conference next week, Dee, is going to add another wrinkle to all of this.
Certainly, Bitcoin has been such a key topic, and that has rallied a lot of the VCs that have come out in support of Trump have been involved or tied to the cryptocurrency industry. EVs will be interesting to see how that is sort of received here. Pinged a few people this morning. One of the VCs I spoke to said that that speech was kind of a mess, and maybe it will get people to think twice here. And that's as we, start to hear more people come out. But it's kind of interesting how quiet it has been over the last few weeks. I think everyone's just waiting and see what's going to happen and who they're going to put their support behind in terms of who might be that Democratic nominee.
Dee, thanks for that. Watching this election cycle closely, Deirdre Bosa out west. As for next week, you mentioned PCE Friday, and then a slew of big names on earnings.
We're going to get the big earnings, and it'll really kick into high gear. It's going to be quiet on the Fed front because they go into their quiet period ahead of the July meeting. So the PCE number will be important, and also, it'll continue to be a conversation. There was a Greg Gibb piece at the Wall Street Journal today about why the Fed should go in July at this next meeting instead of September, but it's just not their style to do that without telegraphing. And a lot of the market participants say, oh, it didn't come from Nick Timira's. It wasn't leaked from the Fed.
Yes,
so don't expect anything. But that'll be a subject of speculation, of course.
Have a great week, and let's get to Frank Holland in the half.
Frank Holland in the half.
Carl and Sarah, thank you very much, and thank all of you for joining the Halftime Report. We have a big story to get to, but first I want to introduce our investment committee today, right here at
Dang,
Post.
NASDAQ kind of bounced pretty big right there. Hold up.
Jenny Harrington. Very quickly, want to take a look.
Hold up. That's a big move. That's like, what, 120 points on the NASDAQ? Even SPY, you just recovered a decent amount, so Euro close. Even bonds making a move. Not bad at all, my friend. Not bad at all. Damn, that's crazy. NASDAQ's still down 0.5%, though. Well, it looked pretty decent, but you're still down quite a bit. HIMS, I don't have that one up. I have Young Snapchat. Let me see the Russell. Young Russ. Yeah, 2193 to 2209. It's like over 10 points. MO about to break out. 50 would be nice on that. But, not too high of hopes. We're chilling. I don't know why my Xbox thing. So that still works. That was fake. Don't fall for it. That would have been, very nice. That VWAP looks really weird, though. I guess that's not fake. HIMS is tanking. Yeah, there it is, actually. So, yeah, I think that danced around for like 5 minutes. And then, bloop, down 2.2. Yeah, those puts went 30 cents to 80 cents. I still have the puts up on my screen. And that other one, Russell hitting a new high. Volume on the market's decent. I mean, last time we checked, it's only been like, 2 hours? Hour and a half. So it's still pretty early in the day. I mean, you've had lower volume before. The volume's actually kind of high today. You're at 24 million in volume, and you're 2.5 hours in. It's actually not bad. How do you know Snapchat's pre-earnings run-up hasn't happened? We don't. That's always the risk when trading earnings. So, earnings are, super-duper risky because you never really know what's going to happen both on the earnings and even ahead of time. So, the real answer is we don't know, but the fact that it's not up is one way we could, or one thing in our favor, and the fact that the earnings isn't till August. So, they got a little bit of time. Yeah, we get 2 more weeks, right? Yeah, all of this week and then next. So in 2 Thursdays, you get Snapchat. So there's still a decent amount of time, ample amount of time, some would say. I feel like all the travel plays, someone said Expedia wasn't working. But I really feel like every single travel name is up today. Does Airbnb still work? Can you book Airbnb, huh? That is not how you say. Why is Kevin Hart on Airbnb? You get hang in a private speakeasy with Kevin Hart. Is on Airbnb. Meet your host, Kevin Hart. You could join a live, a living room session with Doja Cat. Private set. Wow. It's a house hang, wear your finest or wear pajamas. Well, I guess Airbnb works. All the travel names are up, though. Not bad. A game with Cobby Lame sold out. Go on tour. So a lot of these are sold out. The Up House is sold out. Ferrari Museum sold out. Shrek Swamp. Or the Last Blockbuster. These are pretty cool, bro. I didn't know they had this. You could stay at Shrek Swamp. And then they have a Blockbuster. Good times. What about Netflix? What about Netflix? Hims is coming back up. I think Netflix earnings, like I was saying yesterday, I think the stock is going to get to 700 eventually. I just don't know when. I think that earnings was just very mediocre. I think that earnings was exactly what we could get a lot of this earnings season. This is what a lot of people were thinking ahead of time, that it's not going to be that exciting. Like you're only going to get, like nothing should have changed too much over the summer here leading into this quarter. Bro, I remember the Blockbuster. It's a good time, bro. It's a good time. SPY's starting to go up. If this could go and this rally holds and goes to another little set of green shoots, that's gonna be a nice move actually. But again, NASDAQ, SPY, all that's still pretty down. Gold came down. And then Russell rocketed. Salesforce not that bad. I mean, from the last couple of earnings, Salesforce got clapped. Well, remember, this thing was at like low hundreds. But on the day, it's actually not that bad. And then SPY right at VWAP, but VWAP's weird. UAL on the high. I do see MPW. Hi. But yeah, UAL and Delta. You have a Hollywood Video? No way. Is it still operating, or is it just like a building that says Hollywood Video? Because I remember Hollywood Video. They used to have that game store in there, too. I was a big fan. Yeah, Game Crazy, that's what it's called. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I like that. That was like the other, what's it called, GameStop. They still screwed you over. It's awful. You guys remember pre-ordering video games? You remember that $5 down? IWM really rocketed. I'm kind of mad I didn't want to play that one. I wanted to have a more conservative range, but that thing went whoop. Yeah, bro, the midnight releases, for real. Uh-huh. I used to go to when I was a kid, me and my bro, we go to the Madden ones. The Madden midnight releases were where it was at. But y'all will never have that experience ever again. Like the kids nowadays, like why the fuck would you ever go? Why would you ever have to wait outside and wake up at midnight? Like it doesn't make any sense. I never went for surprisingly it was only the sports games. I remember when Xbox 360s were like the hottest commodity in the world. I don't know if you guys remember that. CrowdStrike, I mean, it just depends on what the hell happens. We have no idea what's going on. Yeah, the red ring of death. Nah, but before that, remember when, like, it was just, you couldn't find an Xbox? It was like Christmas. And then people would get them on eBay and sell them for like $2,000. So I remember I was Call of Duty 2, bro. World at War, that's everybody wanted to play. Mara. Yeah, I forgot crypto is up today. The Wii used to be expensive. Good times, man. It's cool though. Now you guys got PlayStation 5s and nothing cool, but that's all you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's good. Are you making fun of me and you have Portland in your name? I'm sorry, man. It's okay. If you ever just safe space, it's okay, man. Come here. Do you feel it? I'm hugging you right now. Okay. It's okay. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. You're better? I don't think you are. It's okay. It doesn't work that fast, but it'll be okay, man. It'll be okay. We'll get there together. It's fine. It's fine, Portland. You left Portland after 15 years in 2016 to San Diego. Best decision ever. Wow. Well, Andy didn't, but you did. That's good. See, at least you did. I looked at Coin earlier. All the crypto names. We pulled them up just because it was interesting. I think crypto in general is up like 4% today. Coin is up like 8 or 9, and then the other ones like Mara, CLSK, they went crazy. Like turn off super chats? No, you keep getting error. Maybe has YouTube down, but people have sent in donations today. So no, sometimes it does that. They just hate me and you at the same time. You lived there for 1 year and fled as soon as I saw people protesting an oil tanker and kayaks. Kayaks are a petroleum product. Yeah. I've never been. I've only heard bad things, though. So, am I going to buy the crowd calls? No, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it at all, actually. So that idea did not cross my mind once. No. I think I'm done for the day, to be honest. I think I'm just going to ride out the gold. I think gold, there's still risk in gold, but I like where it's priced and then what could happen over the weekend. And then the fact it's like opening up right now, or like Europe, and we'll see where that's at Monday. And then if the Russell goes a lot lower, I'll make a flip, and then last like 2 minutes, I'll probably make a trade on it. Second test. Oh, it works, man. It works. Tim Eanes, we out here, baby. Is that loud? Because I've been quiet. You sound sick. No, I'm just chill. That's it. I'm soft-spoken, Josh. You've had 48 hours of soft-spoken, Josh. It's good. I hope your day is good. I hope your weekend is good. You are living through the biggest tech outage the world has ever had. I don't know. Oh, thanks for the roses. Oh, thanks for the roses. Mm-hmm. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Tranquilo. How you say soft spoken? I don't know. I have an idea though. I don't know. What time is it? It's 9:18. All right, I'll tell you guys at 9:30. TikTok, Josh. Thanks for the roses. Thanks for the roses. I've seen some of them. Like, I need to get like a script of like, I gotta get multiple ones. But like, they doing that. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, they throwing pennies at you. It's literally for pennies. Like, so you just literally sent me like 100 roses with that $1, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's how. Thank you. Javier Mota. Shukran, Habibi. Shukran, Pixelated. It created. Yeah, it's for my bagel. Yeah, Josh eats bagels. You know what that sounds like? Yeah. Yeah. So let's go. I am on TikTok. Are you wrong for cutting down your deposit in the long term? Since I've been seeing my 401k outperform my long term? No. Are you still saving your money? So if you're just putting more money towards your 401k in Vanguard, nothing wrong with that. I think it's only wrong if you lower your total investments, especially when it doesn't seem like, at least it sounds like they're doing good. One's just doing better, it sounds like. But as long as you keep your investments, you're fine. Do too much over match. I mean, the matching is great on a 401k. But just don't cut your saving for no reason. I hope not. You might have to brush up on your Camela. I don't know if I can. I haven't heard Camela enough to be able to do it. That's actually hilarious. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I feel like it's like Jeff Bezos. Sorry. I don't know how to do a camel, bro. It's really weird. Oh, gold is slipping. And Russell and the SPY kind of just hitting VWAP. We did it, Joe. We did it. Just pretend you have no soul and do the Hillary cackle. Why are you saying that like those things are easy to do? Like, you just pretend you have no soul. That's a hard task. Like, do you know that? Like, even then, even for some of you who like to think you have no soul, like, no, like, that's a hard task, sir. And then, like, acting like Hillary, like, dude, I haven't seen Hillary in like a decade. Biden says he looks forward to getting back on the campaign trail next week. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, no, this is what you're doing. Put out a statement. Put out a statement, say, I'll see you next week. Fuck you, I'm ready to go. Load up the fucking fuel up the one jet. Air Force One, we're back on the road. We're back on the road. Tell them, fuel it up. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, fuck you. You ain't fucking stopping me. Yeah, me and my family, we talked about how we're gonna fuck this shit up. Now we're gonna fucking back out. Screw you. Malarkey. Enough of this malarkey. That old man has fight in him. Is this all just like a way to manufacture? Is this a way to manufacture support for him? And like kind of make the image that he's a fighter? They're like, look, everybody called for him to step down and he didn't. Because he's tough. Biden 24. I'm spot on. Wow, I didn't think I'd be that accurate with it. I'll take it though. I'll take it. Peter off about inflation. That was a long time ago, that feels like. It's crazy because I was showing everybody the odds on Predict It. We were looking at it yesterday and then on the watch list. But it's crazy. Like, Biden's odds in, like, April were so much higher. Like, it's kind of crazy to think, like, straight up in April, Biden was up on Trump by, like, 10%. And then literally that debate, everybody just acted like y'all act like you never seen old Biden before. Jaws on the floor, Pamela when he birthed the dog. Oh, wait, no, wait. Joe Biden don't know anything that he thinks he says, does he? And Mr. Donald Trump say, nothing, you idiot, Donald Trump's. Like, and then that was it. And then we just, They were saying Trump's speech, he talked forever. People were falling asleep. Imagine midnight at Joey's crowd. I mean, he did talk for a while, bro. Like, straight up. I left. I had to eat my dinner. And then by the time I was done eating dinner, like, I saw a video and I was like, is this still on? And he was still going. So I feel, but yeah, there's no, man, Joey B, just, and nothing before 8. I'll be there, Rich. Before 8 p.m., I'll be there, but after 8, fuck you. You're on your own. Screw you. Why do I need to be there at 8 p.m.? Nothing good happens after dark. Everybody knows that. It was a great speech and a great night. I think the one thing I really, it's sad, but I actually like it about Donald Trump is that I genuinely think almost dying has humbled the man greatly. I don't think he's like a warrior because he dodged the bullet with his head bobbing, but he definitely seems nicer and like a little bit more like, damn, like he just give me the vibe like driving home with the music off after you almost get in a car accident. Yeah, like maybe it is all staged, man. I love to see my Democratic tinfoilist welcome to y'all to the family. Maybe it was all staged for this, but he's definitely, yesterday was a lot softer after, dodging the bullet, or a bullet to the ear. It seems like made him a lot nicer. It was tripping me out, honestly, but then I'm like, that makes sense. Like, I guess, like, if you almost die, you're going to be a little bit more like, okay, shit, man, maybe maybe life. I'm grateful to be here, man. I'm really grateful to be here. It's crazy to stage. Just listen, man. Just realize we are all brothers and sisters in the Lord and in tinfoil. Okay? At least you can see you're not that different. Because Republicans and Democrats act exactly the same. So take heart that you guys are brothers and sisters. So I said, just welcome the Democratic tinfoilist to the family. Like, fake. Clearly Illuminati. This is clearly fake. It wasn't even a bullet. It wasn't a bullet. It was a BB. Not even a BB. I bet you it was air. It was high-powered air. It was a Nerf gun with a super soaker. It's not. Yeah. And then really a photo op? No. No. I'm not falling for it. So all the Garner votes. See, you guys sound like the Republic is good. I'm glad. They're saying he bladed his ear. I don't know what that means. Like a Doberman? Like they like, did they shape his ears like a pit bull? What are you talking about? What do you mean bladed his ear? I just love how they're all walking around with Band-Aids now. I'm like, you guys are, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? They turned, did you know that? That's what they do? That's what they did now? They turned the Band-Aid on the ear. The Band-Aid on the ear now is like Nelly, yeah. But like, that's like their thing. They're like, yeah, he got shot and survived. Band-Aid on the ear. He put fake blood like the WWE. Oh, that's what they think it was? That's dope. See, I'm very glad. Like I said, man, nothing like watching the people who like called everybody conspiracist theories for the last like 7 years. Nothing like watching some guy go through a shooting and them like, nah, it's fake. Fuck that. And we actually, even though we wanted to ban guns, we're happy. We're kind of mad he missed. But we wanted to ban the guns. It's fake. Just something. I'm very happy to see them go down the same route. Elon, we just deleted CrowdStrike from all our systems, so no rollouts at all. What does that mean? The crowd's kind of going down off of it. Hulk Hogan did endorse him. Boom, it's coming together. Oh, because he's a fake wrestler. That makes sense. I never really thought about it. Damn, you might have just blew the lid open on this one. Fake ear, fake wrestler, Hulk Hogan, no? He's up to something, man. He's up to something. Look at FedEx. Tell me what your price prediction is. I think 315, no? Remember I had that other play? Yeah, I think 315 tops. And then from there it chills out. Big fan of FedEx. I think UPS has more upside. I like ups as well, too. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Was he there? I saw Hulk Hogan, Dana White looking like a lizard. And then who else did we see? Billy Graham's son. That blew my mind. And then Baby Trump. And then I think there's someone else. Oh, the Morgan Stanleys? Yeah, those are dead. They came up for one day. Actually, no way. The puts came up in value. So the call went green, and then the put went red, and now the put's green. That's what it is. Stone Cold Steve Austin going to be at Biden's? Dude, that's crazy. WrestleMania rivalries at the Republican and Democratic conventions. Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know what just happened. What is this? Oh, shit. I did not mean to do this. Stone Cold die. I don't know. Someone. I don't think he did. No, I think he's still alive. Yeah, I mean, we might go a little lower, but yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. It's 9:30. I was going to tell you guys I love you. God bless you all. But unfortunately, I'm going to go take a nap. Yep. Happy Friday. I might come on for Power Hour, but I think we wrap it up. I think I'm done with Friday. You know, I think we chill. I'm going to hold my gold trade. We'll see. I hope I don't wake up to anything else, but, you know, or if something in the world happens, but I think we call it. Yeah, I was already feeling it from the morning. Yeah, why not? That's it. I mean, I would play 2K or something, but we'll just call it. Just, you know, have some peace and quiet, not have to deal with anything. I do think the market, again, Power Hour, I might come back on, so we'll see, and then we'll just go from there. If not, have a great weekend. I love you all, Chattadonia. Enjoy your weekend, and finger to the sky, baby. Finger to the sky. Don't ever forget while we're here. I think I'm going to try. If not, follow me on Instagram. I might go live on Instagram before, and then we'll call it a day. All right, y'all. You have a good one. Peace out. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never bird called out. Well, Unilever said to start sale for ice cream business. That just came out. No, I was going to turn the stream off. So that's what literally that news just came out. But all right, I'm out. I'll see y'all later. Bring a Chad to Colt Day if you find somebody, you know, while we're gone. Or you could relax too, though. I think we're not going to move till the final couple of minutes. So, amen. Enjoy it. Peace out.